Good morning, gamers. Hello, what's up? It's Friday. Welcome to Friday stream. I am so prepared for this stream. You don't even know it. Hi, Tench. Hello, Tench. Little Tench here. Indeed, that is so well said. Thank you very much. Welcome to stream, everybody. How are we doing today? Let's let's take a little vote of confidence. That I don't think that is what you say. How are we doing? I need to hear it. Are we doing good? Are we feeling all right? Is everybody experiencing the energy? I want to be Egghead. I want to be Egghead so much. You know, Egghead just like to the extreme. You know, hardcore to the mega. That's all that I want to shout. Is all I want to do. Honestly. Hello, Angel. Hi, F boy. F boy. Would I say it like that? I guess I would. Hi, Weed. Hi, Burple. Hi, Spider-Man. Obviously. Hi, Caliban. Hi, Nessie. Hi, Burple. I already said that. Hi, Lord Peace. Hi, Goldie. How are you? How are you doing? How's everyone doing? Dramatic. I'm very dramatic. It's true. I'm a little dramatic. It's absolutely true. Vorbereitet? Totally. As always. I mean, would I ever come on? I mean, I do have. I am pretty. I'm prepared enough, I think. But still. Hello, Shachan. Hello, everybody. How are we doing? It's Friday. Also, hi, Lars. Well, I love the intro song. I made it myself. I stole it slightly from David Bowie, but I generally would say enough of it was made by me that I could say I made it myself. I did steal it a little bit, but only a little bit. Nuzzles pounces on you. Ooh, you're so warm. Well said. Well said. Well said. Well said. Well said. Goldie, it's time to put you down. He's getting on in years, you know. He only has so many. Nah, fuck you mean nah. He only has so many dialogue options. You know what I mean? He only has so many of them. I wanted to say I miss the days when you still had giant pom poms. I love giant pom poms, but I have like literally. Wait a second. Okay. Are we gonna go out of this screen already? Because I can't let this stand. I cannot let this stand, Burple. Burple, I cannot let this stand. I cannot let this statement stand. We're immediately transferring out of the screen. Hello, this is the screen where I show you my screen. And we're going to YouTube. We're going to YouTube to tweet. We're going to YouTube immediately. This is what I'm watching. You know what I'm watching. But we're going to my channel. And we're not going to watch my current live stream because that is not correct. We're going to watch my... I don't know if it was yesterday. It's literally yesterday! They're right here! 1 second. They're right here! They're present! Watch spotted, I know. Shocker. You were there! You know it! They're right here! They're very much present! They're right on my head! It was yesterday the last time I had giant... I love just... Oh, I closed a tab that I didn't want to close. Oh, well. Are those pompos? What else would they be? I love just yelling at you. What else would they be? Of course they are. Said the YouTuber who can't stand. True. You can't... VTuber who can't... Yeah, I am sitting. I'm constantly... I'm sitting. Which, you know, is real. Because if I stand, my face tracking loses me. They're right there. What else would they be? That's crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a rubber room with rats. The rats make me crazy. That's actually that's this. But if I show you this, I don't think we're ever gonna get further into the fucking stream. If I show you this, I curse you forever. Like this TikTok link is like Pandora's box. I thought they were like ribbons or something. I didn't realize they were pom-poms. They're the same thing. They're the same thing. They're the same thing. They're the same thing, partner. Lazy? I was lazy one. Oh, me too. Dude, yesterday, I can already tell you what this is, but honestly, if I open this tab, we're gonna have a real problem. That's why I left it for last. I saw this yesterday when I was trying to go to sleep. It's a... I think you say canon as well, right? In English. It's like a song that loops and... you can sing the different lines overlapping, you know? You like start with one line and then another person comes in and starts, you know, like a little bit later than you do with the same line, and there's like 3 of them or something and they overlap and they can all be sung at once and then they harmonize very nicely. So there's hope at the end? Maybe. Perhaps. I mean, it is nice, I guess. So I found this canon song that somebody posted on TikTok to the melody of Heo Spann den Wagen, and that's the only one that I know. It's like, I don't know if I should sing it because I might get trapped. To the text of Crazy. I was crazy once. So I was there in bed trying to go to sleep because my Pokemon had already told me, please go to sleep, it's late. I'm like, yeah, I get it, Akechi, my Pikachu, whom I've named Akechi. I know you're tired. However, I have to sing this fucking canon for like ever now. Ever. Forever. You always come in. You always come in on these streams. You should watch my other streams if you don't like these ones, Addiction. Also, yeah. That's that. I'm gonna curse you with that later. It's gonna be great. I've been sitting here all day. Well, all day. You know, like for 2 hours since I've been awake. I'm just like, and it's very bad. It's extra bad because it ends. It just has to feed into itself forever and ever. Like the crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a rubber room of rats. Rats make me crazy. I was crazy once. But like even better. It's even better than just saying it. Yeah, and I'm gonna curse you with that. I'm absolutely gonna curse you with that. Why are we talking about Pokemon and Akechi? Because it all feeds into the story that I'm telling you about. Because it's Friday, probably. I mean, yeah, that's a valid excuse for everything. Look, the docket is kind of small today. I don't know. Jesus Christ. Because yesterday I did something cool that I can't show you. I mean, I could show you. Technically, I could show you. But practically, I don't want to show you until I'm done. But, you know, I mean, I could be done tomorrow. I could be done in a week from now, depending on if I, like, do it or not, I guess. Crazy? I was crazy once. Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Friday. Yes, that. I don't actually know the song that well, but I guess it doesn't matter that much. I made something cool, because do you remember that I talked about wanting to make a live 2D model that was a little bit more painterly, and I was wondering, ooh, would that work? Well, I tried it, and it did work. In the way that I did it anyway. I think it works. It looks pretty cool. Now, I have a floating head with some hair laying around in my files. And in this program too. I already set it up in order to try it out because of course I did. Did I start doing that 2 days ago and finish doing that yesterday evening? Yes. Yes, I did. I painted the face. I split up the parts. Well, okay, I painted the face 2 days ago. Then I was like, okay, I'm done now. And yesterday, I did everything else. I exported it, I split up the parts, I named them, I put them into Live 2D, I did the head rotation, I did the mouth opening, I did the eyes closing, you know, this, that, the other. I did the physics, and then I did that. It's Israel, not Israel. Yeah, it's Israel. That's why it's underlined in red. Yes, that is very true. No, don't do this to me. Is it Wednesday? No, it's not Wednesday, my dudes, but it is Flatfuck Friday, officially. Officially Flatfuck Friday.
Crazy? I was crazy once. He locked me in a room. A rubber room with rats. And rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once.
Yes, such a good accent. Thank you very much, Shotshot. I appreciate it. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room, a rubber room with rats. And rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy. I was crazy Hans. Oh god, yeah. Crazy? I was crazy Hans. Jesus Christ. The energy is so wrong today. So yeah, I have a cool face in my files. It's more than a face. It's a head. It has hair. It can move around. The hair does bounce. It's cool. It's fun. I just want to make like a torso. I don't think I'm gonna make this like a full body model. I guess it depends. It wouldn't take too long because like depends on what I do, I guess. But I think I'll just do like a torso model with this test model thing that I'm making because I'm just making it for fun. And let us be honest, you see the legs like once every, I don't know, 50 streams. So honestly, if I just want to make a torso model, that's absolutely fine. Please free Hans from his torment. I don't think I can. I think that's absolutely up to y'all. I have to say. I mean, the head is I already made the head. The head is already done. But I have like I made a little sketch, right? And I have a design for like the blouse or whatever. So, you know, only the head. But we already have only the head. Then I would be done. Do you want me to be done with my work? I guess that's fine. Hans likes that. I think he does. That was crazy, Hans, indeed. Where the fuck does this crazy monologue come from, though? Actually, no idea. Zero idea. I'm sure people know. I don't, though. I have no idea. I don't know where it comes from at all. You're back from your vacation. It ended up with fire. Oh, no. Shit. Were you vacationing in Greece? Oh, man. Yeah, places of the world are on fire. Currently, locally, it's pretty cold though, so like we're vibing. Not to brag or anything, but we are vibing. It's 20 degrees today, and it won't get much warmer than that, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, headless is the opposite way around. That would be the easiest thing to make. If you want to make a VTuber model and you don't want to spend a lot of time on it, absolutely go headless. Yeah, for sure, for sure. See, the thing that I did with this painterly style, semi-painterly, oh, I mean, it was kind of painterly, but it's not like 100% painterly, I guess. The semi-painterly style, I separated the shadows onto a different layer and moved them around independently. And honestly, I thought that could go either horribly wrong or kind of okay, and I think it went kind of okay. I have really streamlined the process. I'm very good at this, okay? Thank you very much. Especially around the mouth. I mean, mouth movements are kind of new to me because I didn't really used to do that. I just did up and down for this one as well, for me, for my face as well. But I started to get more into more detailed mouth movements. I know, great news, right? And the shadows around the mouth really helped accentuate that, so that was fun. Heard of a cargo ship off the coast of the Netherlands is on fire. Jesus Christ, everything is on fire. America is on fire in part because of like gas leaks and explosions and stuff like that. Greece is on fire. Everything's on fire. It had like 400 electric cars on board. Jesus Christ, I wonder why it's on fire. I mean, in addition to everything being on fire, that is very, very flammable cargo. You are very right. Oh, it was like a Bijaya forest incident. You were there and it was 50 degrees Celsius. Holy fucking shit. That sucks. That's not good. That is not all right. Speaking of dreams, I was running like a train. I was running for 1 week in Japan. Oh, like a train that was running. I'm like, is it a train from The Boys or is it a train? It could be either. Hi, good morning, Wolfie. We're trying to get all the sillies out before talking about more. I mean, honestly, half of this is pretty silly too. At least this one specifically. Pretty silly. I don't know how silly this is gonna be. This is definitely gonna be silly. Then there's some like more serious discussion in there as well, I suppose. Free hot tubs in Florida. Yeah, the ocean. The ocean has become a hot tub in Florida. That is true. That's something that's going on right now. Wait, I wanted to say something, but then I immediately forgot all about it. Oh yeah, I had a dream too. I had a dream that I was locked in a room. A rubber room? A rubber room of rats? No, not a rubber room. It was like, it felt kind of like almost like a daycare type thing, but not really, obviously. I don't remember too much of the dream, but I know that I was there because I failed a Chinese language test, which is crazy. I was crazy once because I don't take, like, I'm not studying currently. Maybe that's why. Maybe that is why. Like, I know that I didn't remember taking the test, but I know that I failed it and I was there because of it and I wasn't allowed to leave. Somebody put a handcuff on me, but I was just able to, you know, kind of like maneuver my hand out of there, just like fold it in on itself a little bit and then I was free again. But I showed the guy who put the handcuff on me. I was like, I can leave. And he was like, haha, that's cool. But then I also pretended to not be able to leave, you know, for strategic advantage. But I don't really know what the whole situation was all about or what my strategy was about in that moment, because I guess I didn't leave. But somebody managed to negotiate for me to retake the test. So then the rest of the stream was just kind of concerned with me trying to find my study materials so that I could take the test again and not flunk this time. Very, very odd. Very weird. Oh no, in a way you're sad for your childhood place burning. In the other hand, I got some content. Let's go, content. Oh my god, did you film it? I don't know about that. Happy weekend. Hi, Desse. Happy weekend to you too. It's finally Friday. How are we vibing? I hope we're vibing well on this Friday. Like I said yesterday, instead of doing research for this stream today, which I usually is becoming a little bit of a term that may not be applicable in this sense anymore. I usually do research for these streams the night before. Sometimes and always also the day of before the stream actually starts, but oftentimes also only the day of before the stream actually starts. That works out sometimes better, sometimes worse, I guess, depending on how much stuff is happening that I want to talk about. That is an important caveat, because I don't want to talk about everything in the world that's happening all the time. But yeah, content is illegal now. Also doch nicht vorbereitet. Perhaps, potentially. How could you snuff me out like that? How did you know? How could you possibly know? Well, but I just made a VTuber model instead, just for funsies. I always prioritize funsies at the end of the day. Content, you're calling. My school dreams always end up with romance or mass strawberry juice party. Oh, yeah, of course. Big strawberry juice party. Well, like I said in other people's Discords, I think, a while ago, or my own, I think we discussed this on the Discord at some point. Oh, I could talk about that too, maybe. I could show you that too, I think. Let's see if I remember it after I tell you what I actually wanted to say. My dreams usually include war-related themes and or public transport, separately from each other, but always both. So this dream was an outlier for me as well. It wasn't really school either. It was definitely not school. Like, it wasn't a school setting. I don't know why the fuck I had to take this language test, but it wasn't a school thing. So that makes it even weirder, kind of. But I usually dream of bombs flying and me having to run a lot. I wonder why. Yeah, it's a big question. Big question. We couldn't possibly know why. And I'm gonna censor this for a second when I try to go to the thing. Discord. We have a Discord. Did you know that? Are you aware of that? Okay, I don't think I have anything. And I am reworking the rules to said Discord because I made the rules back when I opened the Discord, like more than a year ago, when I had never... I don't even use Discord. I didn't even use Discord a lot, and definitely not ever for public servers. So I wasn't even in any public servers. I was just using it to communicate with my friends. And I've definitely never run a Discord server at that point in my life. So I just copied the rules from somebody else's server without really knowing what we particularly need them for. So I went back and rewrote them a little bit, and I guess I can show you that. I don't need to go through every single rule because some of them are the same, like, yeah, abide by the Discord guidelines, obviously. And then we have like a little bit of like, okay, condensed part. I've made some addendums. I think I was really smart in writing these rules. Is important. Hi Sprenny, by the way, welcome to stream. Just stuff like by chatting and interacting in the server, you agree to adhere to them. Smart. Because, you know, the rules, as I've learned, are less, like, for the people reading them, and they're more for the moderating team who's trying to make the server a cool and chill place. So you write these down in order to refer back to them in the future, and not really in order for people to read them and be like, ah, so I am not supposed to post hate speech, because, you know, generally people do know that. In fact, generally... people who will not do it will not do that, and people who will do that will not do that because they read a rule that says don't do that. It's more so for the moderator team to refer back to, obviously. If only the rule "don't be an idiot" would suffice. Yeah, it would be fun. But like I said, it's less so like, oh, you need to study these rules and then be good. It's more like, okay, if somebody's an asshole, we need to have a rule to point back to and be like, hey, you broke this rule, so now you're gonna get whatever. Then the usual. I actually am not gonna go through every single rule because, like I said, it's not that important. Just made some addendums, and then I also made like a other thing. An announcement is what that's called. Follow common sense is something that needs to be in that phase when follow common sense is something that needs to be written. It's just like, okay, I'm trying to be all-encompassing with the rules in order to be able to point to whatever happens, you know? Exactly, and violations of these rules will result in a permanent ban. Minor offenses will result in a strike. If you accumulate 3 minor offenses, look at me being a law person, that constitutes ground for a permaban. It's always up to the moderator's discretion. Let's all have fun. I think that's a pretty good system to have, because sometimes, you know, you make like a whoopsie, and obviously we're not gonna, like, nobody wants to perma-ban anybody for a whoopsie. But it's like, hey, you've made like 3 whoopsies in a month or something. Okay, like, this is a pattern, this needs to be addressed. And obviously it's always gonna be up to somebody's discretion because things are subjective. La-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da-di-da. Sometimes being an idiot is the only option. Sometimes being an idiot is not against the rules, actually. But if don't be an idiot was a rule, Discord would have no users. This is also true. Coucou, comment ça va? Aujourd'hui, très bien, merci. How are you? I hope you're well as well. So we used to break the rules before? Not the majority of people, no. I think for the most part it's been quite chill, though also I'm not like the most attentive person in the Discord. I just come in. I do read not most of what's written, that's a lie. I do read some channels, a little bit more. How about one oopsie per month? One oopsie per month could be permitted, you know, it depends. It's all up to, like, if somebody notices a trend, it's mostly just like, okay, I see this is happening a lot and this is bad, so we need to, like, sort of write something up in order to be able to tell people, hey, cut that out, you know, or tell a person, hey, cut that out, that sort of thing. It's mainly all that. Yeah, you're not really on the Discord. I know. Not everybody is, and that's absolutely fine. I do check it quite regularly. I don't read every single thing that's written in there, hence why I'm a bad moderator. But like Vita is a good moderator. Vita sees people break rules sometimes. Vita does his job as opposed to myself. I rarely break rules. Most of the problem is, language barrier is a thing that I get that, and not noticing if the content I show is too gory or lewd because your mind is corrupted. Well, I mean, we'll tell you about it. Vita is carrying hard. He is indeed. He actually pays attention to all that stuff, and also doesn't have any channels muted, unlike myself. I do have one channel muted. Yes, I do. That's up to the that is up to the moderator's judgment skills, TBH. Some would be bothered to have one oopsie per month as a leader. Yeah, it is really dependent. That's the thing with, like, rules in general. They're gonna be, like, when it's rules policing, like, people's behavior, there's some that are black and white. Some rules can be black and white, like, don't post, you know, whatever, like, bad shit, porn outside of, like, not safe for work channels. Obviously that's a clear strike, obviously. And if somebody does, like, a lot of that immediately and is new to the server and doesn't, like, have any rapport built up, yeah, that might be a permaban immediately. But with other things, it's a little bit less clear on how you're gonna judge that. And so that's a moderator's skill chat, I guess. Channel muted? Definitely not me. Unmutes. Oh, just one room. Yeah, like, I don't need to be in every single channel. I guess I kind of, technically I do, but we have Vita for this. It's fine. It's up to whether or not the mod in question touches grass, takes showers, and also how many Discord kittens they have. This is very true. Vita always dreams about riding his bicycle real fast, so I think he's a perfect moderator. He touches a lot of grass. He's a step above the other Discord moderators, yes. What does muting a channel do again? I forgot. Well, you know how when you don't mute a channel, you see that, oh, new messages have arrived in this channel by the little dot next to it. That doesn't happen. So you never have the little, like, oh, new chat messages in the server notifications, if it's only new chat messages in the muted channel. I muted, like, my stream notifications, the NSFW stuff, and whatever. Yeah, probably won't be a big thing here, but in bigger servers like Koro server, you meet people where there's no need to wait. Yeah, exactly. It can happen. Yeah, you can see right away that that person is not a right fit or just a griefer. That can happen, and it's good to have rules to point back to for that sort of stuff. Exactly. Doesn't happen as often so far. I feel like the moderation in general has been pretty easy, but you know, that might not always be like that forever. We were talking about, we should make this a point because we talked about a Discord rule update. I can't even give you a teaser for this thing, by the way. What a bummer. I'm gonna talk about it. I showed it to my friends, obviously, because, yeah, but I don't want to show you anything yet. Not yet, anyway. Got a step further. I just mute all Discord notifications. That's also a way to go. That is a way to go. I do like snooping through the Discord, though. You never understood the Discord kitten stuff, but I know one thing. Melania is definitely the blade of Mikhail. That's definitely something I definitely know about as well. Totally know both of these names and the context in which they exist. For sure. Sometimes shadow ban is necessary for the good of the server, but for, of course, should be avoidable as much as possible. Yeah, I think I know what you mean. Like, yeah, it's like, it's the balance, because if somebody is being disruptive, then it can make everybody else uncomfortable to, like, exist in the space, and that's what you're gonna want to avoid. You're gonna want to ensure people to have fun in the space and have a safe time in the space, and not, like, I don't know, feel like they don't want to chat there because somebody disruptive is there, I guess, right? That's the main priority anyway. So these rules will facilitate that. We also want to do, like, a new little, like, authentication system. Other servers have that too. It's not too difficult. You can do it with Callbot. But Vita needs to figure that one out because he said he would. And if I don't have to figure something out, I sure as hell am not gonna, because if any work can be taken away from my hands, I'm gonna be happy about that. So, do we want to... I'll give you a quick overview on what's on our tiny little baby docket today, and then we can get started with that. First point, maybe 100-year-olds shouldn't be, you know, in office, perhaps. We have 3 posts about that. Thank you, Tenchi. We have the original video, a commentary, and a meme. We have the alien stuff. We're gonna talk about that for a while. Begrudgingly. Israel news. I feel like I should talk about Israel. I'm not really like in the material, but I would want to get into the material some more. I mean, I'm okay in the material, but I could be more in the material. We're gonna talk about that a little bit, read about the DW article, maybe read the other one too, but it's kind of long if we do both of them. This is from last time, the docket the last time. It's a TikTok, a pretty long TikTok, about utilitarianism, where the man in the TikTok makes an argument about utilitarianism that I disagree with, and I want to talk about that. And then something from the content suggestions about incels being mad about stuff. And then I have the silly part, I guess, 2 silly parts, where I talk about the guy who talked about the torture house and things are happening, and he just uploaded a video that I want to watch. I will explain once we get to it. This is an anti-vampire president stream. Yeah, kind of. Although vampires, welcome to stream, by the way, vampires retain their virility, right? Vampires are sharp. Human old people deteriorate, and that's the bad part about it. Although I also think I would be anti-vampire president, because vampires do hold quite antiquated views, you know? And, of course, the curse. I'm going to be cursing you at the end of the stream. Thank you very much. So that is all that we want to get through today. God, this is going to be funny. I saw, like, people talk about this moment. I think some of you probably know what this is about already. But I, myself, haven't watched the full video yet. Virility? Is that not a word? I mean, sometimes I say words that are, in fact, not words. And I just make them up and hope for the best. So, yeah, no. I mean, it's not wrong. It's not wrong. Vampires are horny as fuck. I don't know if it's only in regards to horniness. Vitality and virility, both. I think both are present in vampires. Ameliorate. I actually looked up what ameliorate means. I know where Zecke got this from. I know what ameliorate means now because I looked it up. I didn't know for the longest time because I was like, well, I don't know. But ameliorate actually makes sense. I could kind of I could get the vibes from knowing French enough. No, yeah, it is a word. But vampires are horny. Oh, vampires are the horniest of beings, right? Have you ever seen a vampire movie? I mean, they're not like horny in the traditional sense necessarily, but like something about their being in popular media is just very horny, isn't it? Anyway. Yeah, you totally understand. I mean, me too. Just the guy who understandism. I have so much understandism. The word utilitarianism wants me to use that word to flex my English vocabulary. You should do it. Always put big words into your English vocab, yeah. Ameliorate too. It's important. We gotta ameliorate all over these losers. Okay, anyway. This is... the fucking X loading screen always catches me off guard every single time. Did you see this video? Republican Senate leader Mitch McConnell freezes and appears unwell at a press conference because Mitch McConnell is 1,000,000 years old and maybe shouldn't be in office anymore. So I haven't seen this full video yet. Let's see how bad it actually is. I don't know how loud it should be. Also, I hear the tip-taps of my boy in the background.
And a string of...
It's all in my left ear. I think he's meant to be answering a question right now, but he's not. He's just standing there. Wavering. Look at the guy in the background. He's so concerned. No, they're both concerned. Oh god, this is so... Why does this go on for so long? What the fuck? Okay. Somebody's coming in to be like, hey, buddy. Are you okay?
Anything else you want to say? Or should we just go back to your office? Do you want to say anything else to the press?
God, it's very quiet. I can't hear anything. But that's okay, I guess. And then he just walks away. Okay, very cool. Oh yeah, he was talking beforehand, I guess. Hungry? Well, at least Ron DeSantis is young, right? That's what his supporters say. It's like, oh yeah, Ron DeSantis, he's a young guy. He has virility. I hope they don't talk about his virility, do they? Hungry. Hi, Siska. That is, not good. That should not be happening. I mean, it is sad, yeah, but like, Jesus fucking Christ. Dude, if you're in Republican Senate leader Mitch McConnell, right? He's an important figure in office and he's just like spacing out, not able to be reached. Nobody can reach this man anymore. How old is Mitch McConnell? I don't actually know. Hello, Pecora. Mitch. Nope. Nope. Please. Mitch McConnell. How old are 81? Is he younger than Biden? Holy shit. Well, he's very old. Did a part of his soul die like Voldemort? Perhaps. Potentially true. Man, those 100-year-old players have such latency. Yeah, can we kick him from the lobby? It's bad. His connection is too bad. He shouldn't be in the lobby anymore. I think so too. You heard of Mitch freezing up. It was, God, that was so, like, they just stopped after that. Usually when, like, Biden's brain freezes a little bit, they just get back into it after a little break. But here, you know, it happens. He says, and then he stops talking, and then he just stands there, and then they just bring him away. Holy shit. Also, this clip is very quiet, and it's only, like, in my left ear, which is not great at hearing at the moment still. 81. That's old, but it's not as old as Biden, right? Biden? Oh, 80. Okay, they're like a similar age. Holy shit. Okay, they're like a similar age. He's just 1 year older than the fucking president. And if Biden gets the presidency again, and I sure hope he does, if Biden wins the presidency again, he's gonna be like 84 by the end of his term, which is like 3 years older than this guy. Holy shit. Holy shit. I wish that guy was Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking was much more sharp in his later years. Both much too old anyway. Like, how do you expect people like this, who are clearly unwell, to be leading your government? Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Mitch McConnell has fallen multiple times this year, sources say. I bet he has. He's an old man. They do that. They fall. That's a thing that they do. They should have run Gavin Newsom instead of Biden. Yeah, Biden is, Biden is probably the best option they have. I don't know, but Jesus Christ. Only the above rare players can get 100 years achievement. Yep, that is also true. But will there be change? I mean, when Hindenburg went senile as a president in his 80s, he nominated Hitler as a chancellor. So, bright things ahead. Bright things ahead, always. We have a TikTok that I wanted to show you. Of course, it's cooking commentary.
What is she gonna do with that egg? Remove these senile politicians from office. There are age limits to becoming a senator in the US, and that age is 30.
Yes, you gotta be 30 years old to be a senator. That's
but
a minimum.
I personally would rather vote for a 29-year-old senator than a confused geriatric turtle man who has strokes while attempting to string together basic sentences. In case you missed it, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell,
I love that fucking sentence so much. He's so fucking funny.
The most powerful and influential men in the U.S., who regularly gets briefed on top secret matters of U.S. intelligence, froze in the middle of a news conference, probably because he saw the Grim Reaper beckoning him amongst the crowd.
I would pay a good amount of money to see whatever Mitch McConnell saw in that moment, Disenfranchising the youth to uphold the status quo. Yes, they are extremely out of touch with internet coming back. Whoa, it's coming back. We're waiting. Can the internet stop doing that? I would be in favor of stopping doing that, for the internet. I'm just gonna, talk a little bit of bullshit until we are all sure that we're all back to the present. Very good. I was wondering if it was at my end. No, I see it. I have a little internet meter, and it told me, hey, no internet. And I'm like, okay, no internet. We don't need that. Why would I need internet? Thank you very much. Yeah, we are sure experiencing German internet, aren't we? We had a run that was too good for too long, We had too little internet issues for too long, and now it's like, actually, we should do at least one per stream. It's like, okay, if it's this short, I actually don't mind. You can do that. Internet, one per stream is allowed. We froze like Mitch now too. Oh my god, I was making fun of Mitch too much, and then and then it caught up to me. The baking video took me out of it. I love the baking video, especially her baking videos. They're very good. I like them a lot. Nice and great that everybody seems to regularly experience internet problems. That and YouTube sometimes also fucks up independently. You should see Aussie internet. Yeah, to be fair, Aussie internet, yeah, that can be even worse. Californian internet also has its issues if there's ever as much as a slight, you know, rain, a drizzle, any sort of humidity in the air, and Californian internet goes up in flames, apparently. So, you know, I mean, wir sind im Neuland. We are in absolutely new and unexplored territory. This is very true. So, I paused the video. You didn't miss anything. Don't worry about it.
I'm all for hiring someone with experience, but not over 40 years of experience.
Too much
These people,
experience.
some of which have Alzheimer's, run our country and are consolidating power due to the lack of restrictions such as term limits. They are not only out of touch, but are constantly organizing policy against the interest of younger generations. And now the US is in a tapioca-scented headlock because they know how to exploit our broken political system to gerrymander their way into having a lifetime incumbency advantage.
True.
Force them to retire. I want to eat that.
I want to eat that too. That looks really good. This is the second time I've watched this cooking video next to a politics guy, and I really do enjoy that. Fucking cinnamon apple pie, whatever it is. They should be. There should be term limits. They should retire. We have a retirement age in Germany. Why doesn't it apply? Well, I don't even think it applies to our politicians either. I think it doesn't apply to our politicians. And I mean, the retirement age isn't like you get kicked out of your job. You can still work. It's just like you shouldn't maybe work anymore. Like, Put that into fucking effect for everybody, everywhere, in the US too, please. 67, I think? 67 is old enough, okay? 67 is old enough, thank you. Yeah? I was gonna say in China, there's apparently an implied age for president to retire. Once they hit 65, I think that's pretty good. Let's go, China. Time for them to retire, or at least to finish their term and retire. Yeah, if they're still in their term, like 60-something. Don't exceed 70. Just like, we can make 70 the cutoff point if we like that more. But like, you gotta finish your term before you turn 70. I think that is reasonable. That's already fairly old. If we were like thinking, okay, they start their term, maybe they can start their term at the youngest at 30, let's say. I think we could go a little bit lower than that, but not too much lower than that. 30 might be fine. I think 30 could be fine. Then they can have like, technically they can have even 40 years. They can have 40 years of politicking. If they're real quick, they can have 40 years of, like, almost 40 years of presidenting. Maybe not that, but still, you know? 70 is still a bit high, but, like, better than being 80 and starting a new 4-year term. We have very, very old people in there. If they have to leave at 70, I feel like that would already improve things a little bit, no? If you look at Gauland, isn't he almost as old as Biden? I don't know, but I know we have old people. Yes, how about you? Oh, yep, he's older than Biden. Look at this ancient man. Oh my god, an ancient man. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. Oh, he was born in Chemnitz too. Jeez, give me a break. 82 years old. Yeah, that makes sense. The thing is implied, so you can still be president, but I think most Chinese people would say just retire if the guy is president. It's almost 70. Yeah, I think we should actually make it a law. It would be good if it was a law, because these people, they obviously don't know what they're doing. Yet, he's almost, back in my day, you know, when Adolf was still around, back in my day, back in the good old days. Yeah, he looks like that. Gauland does give me those vibes, and I mean, obviously he does, for good reason. 60 should be the max limit. My vibes tell me this. I listen to your vibes. I feel like 60-ish, I mean, in the realm of 60, it depends from person to person, right? Some people are sharper at 60, like, I don't know, 7 than other people. But, like, being the president, if you want to be the president, yeah, you should stop. I think my, like, cutoff limit is a good one. 70 should be the end, I think. All right? Yeah. I think that should be it. We also have a meme. Very relatable. Maybe Mitch McConnell was onto something. God, this is gonna be loud, isn't it? No. Of course they turned it into a fucking... Good meme. Thank you. Thank you for showing me this. When I realized that capitalism can't be reformed, it must be dismantled. Oh no. I bet he didn't have the same realization. That would be, that would be interesting if he changed his tune very quickly because of whatever realization he had during this press conference. Although I don't think that it was this one. That one is more of a personal one, I guess. The body does age at different rates for people, depending on how, like, genetics and lifestyle. That is very true. So I think 70 is like a safe bet, because after 70, you may still be okay in the head, but you've had enough time to be president. No more president for you. Pfft, bad. I'm imagining spraying them with a water bottle. Psh, psh, psh. Bad. Psh, psh, psh. No more president. Psh, psh, psh. You've been president. You could have been president for long enough. Psh, 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 psh. No more for you. Sorry. Better luck next time. There is no next time. Goodbye. So, yeah. I don't really have more to say than, yeah, please don't... Maybe we shouldn't let them all be 100 years old. Maybe. Because they'll fall over and die, have a stroke in the middle of a press conference, not be in touch with anything that's happening with the youth of the country. Now, you could make an argument, if you want to be a little bit contrarian, you could make an argument, okay, the population's getting older. I think this is like a general trend, right? Not just in Germany and in Japan and in all these places where I've heard about this before. I think a general trend is that the population is getting older because birth rates aren't, like, great globally, as far as I know. So you could say, okay, they're just trying to represent the majority. But, the majority will die eventually. And then, we should build a policy for the future, and maybe not for the current. We should try to look to the future with our policies and lawmaking and all of that. And not try to look to the past. Even to the present is kind of, like, questionable. I think we should be future-focused when talking about policy and all of that stuff. So, I think perhaps 70 should be the hard limit. 70 sounds good. 60 can be the soft limit. 60-something is the soft limit, and 70 is the hard limit. No more president for you. You've missed your chance. Please go back to the start and do not receive 200 Monopoly money. Thank you very much. Did you hear about the aliens? I guess we're gonna move on to the aliens. The aliens. Problem with Germany is our birth rates still haven't stabilized. Will they ever, though? Are they gonna stabilize? Is that a thing that will happen? Or is the new generation so disenfranchised? Disenfranchised? Is that the right word for it? See, I'm ameliorating again. Fuck it. Or is the new generation so sad, unhappy, insecure that they're not gonna be stabilizing? We'll be looking like Sweden in a couple of centuries, even with immigration. And that's a fate that might befall us. I can see that happening. But it's like, generally, future generations, you hear the sentiment a lot more than you used to hear it, like, I don't know, 10, 20 years ago, even, perhaps, that people are saying that they don't want to reproduce, not just because they don't want to fuck or anything like that, but they don't want to reproduce because they don't want to release children into a world that is fucked up to the level that our world is fucked up. Climate change awareness, those types of things. People don't really see a point in generating new life. At least more of them don't, as opposed to before. There's still a lot of people who want to have children and who have children, and that's cool and fine and okay, obviously. Just because I don't want any doesn't mean that I'm gonna tell everybody else to not have any. Although I think some more extreme climate activists would say that. They would tell you not to have children because that fucks up the climate even more. But, that's not me. Germany not having stabilized birth rates made my brain go, Germany? Well, more like Gerfew in a few decades, and I hate it. No, that's great, actually. Germany? Gerfew. Gerfew curfew. Listen, I don't really care if there's fewer Germans in the future, but also, I don't really care for abandoned villages and towns. Really spooky. That is valid and real. There's a lot of those around. Not just in Germany. I mean, cities overpopulate and villages and towns go abandoned. Isn't that how it goes? All the businesses go out of business. Everything becomes like a ghost town. It's happening here too. Welcome to news about my local town. That's not really news. It's been happening forever. people are leaving. Young people are leaving. Old people are staying and dying. And, you know, old people who stay and die are not really, like, the driving force for the economy necessarily. Especially not in a town like this where everybody's not super duper rich. There's a few rich people. I've seen a Tesla drive through here, but not that many, you know what I mean? So people can't really spur on the economy in a way that would be beneficial. So everything goes out of business. In our street, like, I don't know, 4 minutes down to the right... right now in our street, a new store opened up fairly recently, and I was like, oh wow, you're opening up a store here? That's very ambitious. That's always what I think. I'm like, wow, that's very ambitious. I wonder how long that will last. Well, it's closing right now. I think it's already closed. They had a sale. Everything must go, we're closing. Yeah, of course you are. The little store that they moved into that was empty for many, many, many years, and it seems it was for a reason. There is a new barber though in the street as well, which those we need a lot of. We have like 17 million barbers just in the 5 minutes surrounding my home. I don't know why that is so necessary. Like, barbers and hairdressers. Mostly hairdressers, but also some barbers. They're everywhere. Why do we need so many of those and not, like, clothing stores? I don't know. I guess everybody does everybody go to the barber? Or a hairdresser? I don't do that. I cut my own hair if I want to. But, okay. If there's demand for those, if they stay in business, good for them. You know, I'm not gonna try and say, hey, you should leave because you're annoying me personally. Again, not the point. But now we need to talk about the aliens. Did you hear about the aliens? I heard about the aliens very briefly, extremely briefly, perhaps. I don't really know what's up with the aliens. Then I started watching a Hassan video, but then I stopped watching the Hassan video because I got bored. So, you know. We're moving on to alien talk. Aliens? Aliens! There's alien news. Didn't you know? So, U.S. Congress holds UFO hearing. Apparently, former intelligence officer David Grush, maybe, claims that U.S. authorities are covering up information about extraterrestrial objects. The Pentagon has denied the claims. This sounds like absolutely nothing, but everybody's talking about it for some reason. So, alien GF is possible, you're telling me? Maybe. Oh no, I need to send you a meme. Send me a meme and I'll show it on stream. That even rhymed. I'm so ready for your memes. Thank you very much. Former intelligence officer David Grush, I don't know, testifies to U.S. Congress on Wednesday that authorities are covering up evidence of non-human, unidentified flying objects. The Pentagon has denied the claims. Isn't this such a nothing article? It's just like a random whistleblower is like, no, there is aliens. And the Pentagon is like, no, there is not aliens. I am an alien. Let us clarify right now. I think alien life definitely exists somewhere in the vastness of the universe. It would be weird to think it doesn't. Like, thinking that humans are the only sentient life form, I don't know. That strikes me as a little bit unlikely. Oh my god. That's so funny. Thank you, Siska. Thank you so much. Okay. I will see the meme. But also, thank you, Krankenwagen. I don't think aliens have been to Earth, otherwise we would probably know about it in a more tangible way than these weird rumors. That's my belief system when it comes to aliens. Thank you very much. Now I will roast my friend Maxi. Thank you. Maxi posted, oh, this actually opened up in a great way. Maxi posted this to both Twitter and YouTube, coming, right hot off the tail of the alien news. Hey, any aliens out there watching my videos, please don't forget to fire up your laser beams and absolutely obliterate that subscribe button. It would really help out the channel. Thank you. And immediately underneath this post, Siska's recommended, shut up about aliens. Please stop, by Bosch. Same. I didn't watch this part of his stream yet. I think that was on when I was doing something else. So I haven't caught most of the last streams live, actually. This is very unfortunate for Maxi, honestly. This is very, very unfortunate, But it got a good laugh out of me, so, at least there's that. Please, Siska, you should send this to Maxi too. Maxi does need to see that. Yeah, oh, for sure. It just in the form of like microorganisms or something that is literally so incomprehensible to us that we wouldn't know how to describe it at all. I think I heard in the news that there was found some like simple biological substances on a meteorite. Exactly, like anything like biological substances like that, stuff that is just microorganisms, that sort of thing, that must exist. And if that sort of stuff exists, then I find it reasonable to assume that there would also be more intelligent life forms. The Insulindian phasmid. Is it the extraterrestrial phasmid now? That would be good. But I don't think they would look anything like we imagine them to be like. What are Grush's claims on UFOs? And will I ever find a way to say his name consistently? Find out. Continue watching to find out. Grush told a congressional committee that he absolutely believes the government was in possession of unidentified anomalous phenomena, UAP. So they had some in their back pocket. A term which is used by the Pentagon to refer to UFOs. Oh, why don't you just call them UFOs? Is it too normie for you? Do you not like that? Thank you. What's going on? Aliens probably exist, and I hope some of them evolve to live inside of stars, sort of like Zeely from the Zeely sequence, because that would go so hard. But like, how would you do that? Stars are just gas. How are you gonna live there? But then again, I also think I'm a alien incomprehensible list myself, which is a word that I just made up. So I can't have used it wrong because I made it up. So the word means exactly what I think the word means. Too bad nobody else knows what it means. So using it in conversation is just like saying goo goo gaga. Anyway, what I mean by that is that I think aliens exist, and maybe even intelligent aliens, but their form and the way that their intelligence manifests themselves is likely to be completely beyond our comprehension. If we see them, we might see a new color. You know, it's like a color out of space from fucking H.P. Lovecraft. We don't know what that is. You cannot imagine an alien. You can imagine an alien, but it's not going to be whatever it actually is like. And once we see it, I don't think we're going to like explode or anything. It's not like we gaze upon it and it's the sleeping titan and we all fall into madness. But it would be quite shocking because I think they look so different from anything that we could possibly conceive that we don't know what the fuck it is that we're looking at, and we're gonna have to take some time to adjust to it if we were to ever look upon them, which, you know, probably not in our lifetime. Maybe yes, maybe no, I don't know. And that's what I think. Just say alien planet has oil. Ooh, well then the US is gonna burn all their money to get there. That's very true. Intelligence is not the evolutionary goal, but rather but a rare way of its development. That is kind of true, I guess. I mean, evolution's goal is just to survive, right? But like, doesn't intelligence make survival a little bit easier? Some form of intelligence? I guess it depends how you define that, I guess. But whether there is a macro alien life or even intelligent is unknown. Definitely unknown. Yeah, we don't know. And I don't think this guy knows. I don't think he knows either. And I don't think if aliens discovered this planet and they were like let's say they were like similar enough to humans that they're kind of like understanding what the fuck we've got going on, which I think is highly unlikely. I think they're going to be so different that we not even worth talking about because we cannot wrap our minds around that. Then they would have, we would know. I think we would know. I think we would know if that was the case. If they built little like flying airships, I think we would know. Also, it would be weird if just like one of them came and only in the US, you know, always only in the US. Hopefully aliens don't live on planets because planets are lame and completely overused and completely overrated. Everybody lives on planets. We hate that. So the guy says, I was informed in the course of my official duties of a multi-decade actually, UAP crash retrieval and reverse engineering program. I made the decision based on the data I collected to report this information to my superiors and multiple inspectors general, and in effect becoming a whistleblower, he said. Did he provide any like tangible proof for his claims? Was there anything he could like show us? When pressed for details, Grush said he could not comment because the information has been classified. So you're not really a whistleblower then, are you? Whistleblowing is all about releasing classified information, and you're just like, well, teehee, I think there's aliens. But also, teehee, I don't think I'm actually gonna say anything about it. Consciousness is kind of useless, evolutionary speaking. Yeah, that's fair. I can definitely see that. Like, how does that help us? Being aware that we exist, being aware that we are like living beings and being able to question our consciousness as well. Not really helpful for evolution. I mean, we humans are the only species on Earth who can commit suicide. So that's definitely not good for evolution. That's that's very counteractive, actually, as a matter of fact. I'm pretty sure no animal can do that, right? He said that he personally interviewed people with direct knowledge of non-human craft. Okay, my testimony is based on information I've been given by individuals with long-standing track record of legitimacy and service to the country. Thank you, that tells me nothing. He said, adding that many of these people had shared compelling evidence in the form of photography, official documentation, and classified oral testimony, but he can show us none of this. Okay, dolphins and orcas can commit suicide in captivity because they're smart enough. They're smart enough. They're very smart boys. Distractions, I'll tell you. Honestly, yeah. Honestly, yes. I think so. Like, aliens and conspiracy go hand in hand. But the one thing that I do believe, and I feel like that's kind of like going into this conspiratory like realm a little bit, but not to the extent that other things do, is that this, in fact, is just random shit that may or may not be orchestrated by the US government just to keep people talking about something that is unrelated to anything important whatsoever. Octopus moms starve themselves to hatch their eggs, but is that really like, where's the suicide motivated from? You know, and if it's in order to achieve a goal and to further their species, I feel like maybe that is a little bit different still. Not everything needs to be useful in order to, for a Mr. Evolution to give it a pass. It just needs to be at least not a detriment. Yeah, if it's too much of a detriment, then it's gonna like, technically, if we're going with like Darwinism and all that shit, then it's gonna dissipate over a long period of time. I said it before and I'll say it again. If xenomorphs have FTL technology, God, what is FTL technology? Then they are sure as hell not going to be subtle about it when they show up. I think I agree with you, even though I don't know what FTL stands for. What the fuck is FTL? Why do you know what that is? We'd have no way whether to predict whether FTL is faster than light travel. Ah, okay, thank you. I am actually not as interested in space at all. I know my friends are very into space stuff, but I like don't care that much. I think the names that they give space stuff is pretty cool. I can show you a video of my favorite pulsar. I think it's a pulsar. No, it was a quasar, actually. But do I know shit about it? No, I don't. Yeah, if they have faster than light travel, then yeah, they know something that we do not. And I think they would probably not go on a stealth mission to come seek us out, I think. But can we know anything about aliens? No, we cannot. I'm not that interested in space. I don't really like sci-fi stuff either. It's not like I don't know, I don't really care that much. Just never a thing I cared about enormously. If faster than light travel exists, I understand why you shorten it. That's a pretty long combination of words. Then I hope it doesn't mean that casually gets utterly morbed on and violated on a regular basis. I don't know. I bet they would use it for important things only, right? Depends. If their bodies are, maybe this hypothetical alien species is attuned to faster than light travel. Maybe that's how they just move. Maybe that's just how they be. Maybe we can just not comprehend anything like that because our human physiognomy? There's a word that I'm looking for that I can't find. Our human bodies cannot do that shit. They cannot withstand that sort of stuff. All the things in our brain, like the ability to create art, thinking, and the like, appeared only because of a huge size of external cortex of the brain compared to the whole body. Oh, I see. Look at that evolutionary theory. I'm back and I feel silly that I forgot that I'm already in DC. You're in DC. Let's go. Casually, me when I don't know what you mean. I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't know. Sometimes I read chat messages and I try my best to understand via context clues, but sometimes I just don't know. Oh, casualty. You meant casualty and not casually because... Yeah, no. I think I read that. I thought... Yeah, because it would suck if they just, like, imploded or something like that every time they try to do faster than light travel or something of the sort. Right? The outer crust grew only intelligent because with a good memory. Yeah, memory helps you survive, I guess. With information about plants that are deadly, I guess that's something you want to keep in mind. Like, tell your friends that thing, if you eat it, it kills you, and then you don't eat it anymore, and then you survive better. Animals and toxicity and benefits of plants, yeah, that sort of stuff. I can see that. So what else did Grush say about his fucking aliens? U.S. Representative Tim Burchett supported the idea that the government was concealing information, saying, "We're going to uncover that cover-up." Jesus Christ. Does he think he's in a movie? Maybe he does. This is an issue of government transparency. We can't trust a government that does not trust its people, he said. Yeah, that is definitely the biggest issue I have with our government, is that they're not telling us enough about aliens. This never comes up anywhere else. This never comes up. It's only in the US. Nobody else is having these discussions. Only the United States of America is talking about aliens at a government level. I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've never heard anybody outside of the US talk about that. Well, what do they say about the claims? What do US officials say about the claims? Any verifiable information to substantiate claims that any programs regarding the possession or reverse engineering of extraterrestrial materials have existed in the past or exist currently, they had not discovered any such things. Yes. Obviously not. What we believe is that there are unexplained aerial phenomena that have been cited and reported by pilots, Navy and the Air Force. And he said, we don't have the answers about what these phenomena are. That can happen. There's enough weird stuff on planet Earth to explain away the weird stuff that we're seeing in the sky. I mean, we haven't even explored all of our oceans yet. Maybe we should start there. Maybe we could start there. Yeah. Look, another one. Can you hear that? I'm sure you could hear that. Another fucking Krankenwagen. Intelligence was much more important to hunter-gatherers, and natural selection worked more strictly there. Yeah, for sure. Like, nowadays we have built a society that, you know, kind of puts natural selection out of viability, because we have medicine and shit like that. So if you're born with a disability, we can make sure you survive, and you're also not living in the wild. You're living in like a fucking city. You're not gonna be hunted by a jaguar in like civilized society in most western parts of the fucking world, you know. The US politicians supposedly aren't against government posturing Republicans. I don't know if the Democrats care about this. I don't know if this is like a partisan issue. Yeah, there's a coup in Niger, or I think I heard about that too, but I don't know what the fuck's going on down there. So this is something everybody has been talking about. I love how when I first heard about this story on Twitter, it seemed like, okay, there it is. Aliens are 100% real. We know now, aliens are super duper real, but in the end, actually it's just this, which is a whole bunch of nothing. Absolutely no proof, absolutely nothing going on. People were acting on social media as though like, yeah, well, that basically proves it. We got it in the bag now. There it is. Even 20,000 years ago, people could just grow things and don't think much about survival. I mean, 20,000 years ago, that's quite a long while ago. Quite a long while ago, isn't it? I could see the Q and the R. Okay, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but that is okay, because you guys are talking about it. I don't need to know what that is. Another thing that like goes hand in hand with aliens. This is something that Maxi talked about yesterday a lot too. Yes, Maxi from the meme that I was sent. My VTubing friend, my virtual writer friend, is that alien conspiracy like theories go hand in hand with other conspiracy theories. People who are prone to believing in that sort of conspiracy are also prone to believing in other sort of conspiracies, and they will mix it all together in their mind in a way that is the most fun for them, that makes the most sense for them, so that they can justify whatever the fuck they want. It's like, okay, the government has been hiding aliens from us all this time, which means obviously the government is a shadowy cabal trying to hide the truth from us, which means they are also hiding this, that, the other, which means QAnon is real, and this is the proof, because aliens, something. They will draw that connection. It will happen sooner or later. It has already happened, I'm sure. I don't want to be in the minds of conspiracy theorists, because those places are scary. Hello, Joestar, welcome. I think we started to grow stuff around 10,000 years ago. Neat. Good for us. Let's zoom back in history 10,000 years ago. I'm looking at the one guy who accidentally, who didn't accidentally drop a seed into the ground, who purposefully dropped a seed into the ground and said, I've observed that you grow when I do that. Good job to that guy specifically. That person, fucking banger. Thank you. I love potatoes. Thank you for your great work. Thank you for your great work for making them good. Also, I like the current modern day banana. That's something that human agriculture changed a lot, you know? Like ancient bananas used to taste different than our current modern day bananas. Hell yeah. Nice. Your sister's like that? Oh, Jesus, really? Jesus, I see. So, yeah, we talked about aliens. I'm not a fan of talking about aliens. I also don't like the alien doomerism. That's why I stopped watching the Hassan video. Because there's two ways that people think about aliens. Either they're these funky little green guys in the picture, they're these guys, they're gonna be funky, they're gonna be weird, we're gonna talk to them, we're gonna have relations with them, we're gonna have to do politics with them, whatever, try to negotiate our space in space, that sort of thing. But alien doomerism is when people say, okay, if they're this advanced, they're just gonna, step on us like ants, and that is possible. But I still think they're gonna be so different, even perceivably different from us, that maybe they don't even have they don't have the thing that just wouldn't happen. It simply wouldn't happen. You know what I mean? Maybe they perceive us, but it's not something that they would interact with if we're not in their orbit. You don't know that. Just because alien life exists doesn't mean... Some people frame it in a way, I feel that it's just a matter of time that aliens will come to this planet and, crush it. Just for funsies, I guess. Well, or just for lack of care, I guess, rather than funsies. Lack of care or wish to extract resources. I feel we're not that resource rich. God, speaking is hard, did you know? Resource rich in order to have to do that, but, That growing stuff person got laid for sure. Oh, for sure. First person who grew stuff back in 10,000 years ago absolutely got laid for that. It's oh my god, you made this? You show your object of attraction, you show them a little sapling. I made this. It's what the fuck? Are you a plant mage? It's yeah, kinda, sorta. You could call it that. We should call it that. And then somebody else comes along and calls it farmer. And he's okay, farmer works. Plant mage would have been cooler, but I'll go with farmer. Whatever you want to call me, I'm really cool either way. Yeah. But just don't get aliens, man. The NPCs keep pulling out the ants metaphor. Yeah, it's always ants. It's always ants. We're just ants to aliens. You don't know that. You don't know how these aliens are gonna think about us, if they're gonna think. Do they think like we think? Probably not. Ants are something we can conceivably, compare to humans. I think aliens are gonna be so different from us, most of them, that they are not conceivably comparable to humans. Because ants are something that grew on the same planet as we did. They're way too similar to us. And I think aliens are gonna be so different that it's not even something you can wrap your head around. You know what I mean? There's a Fermi paradox from which it follows that intelligent aliens may not exist because we have not seen traces of their presence. And the universe has been more than 14 billion years. Intelligent life had a long time to appear and still nothing there. Well, I mean, we're here. And yeah, I guess we haven't been here for super long, I suppose. But just because we haven't seen it. I see that though. I think I've heard about this paradox before. And I think in the video that I watched, or whatever article that I read, it's been a long time, I think it was explained quite feasibly. And I still think it's probably gotta be out there somewhere. You saw a movie and book called Contact by Carl Sagan. about aliens sending blueprints to humans so that we could contact them. Yeah, that's something they do a lot in movies. It's like, hey guys, here, this is how you do it. Seek us out. I mean, I like the idea. Alien fiction is fine. If you want to make some alien fiction, go right ahead. I'm not gonna... like, sci-fi stuff, go ahead. It's not my favorite genre, but it's okay. The black hole movie was fun. What was it called? I forget. It's not Inception, is it? Is it Inception? God, me and trying to remember names. Incredible! Incredibly unlikely. It's not Inception, that's the Dream movie, obviously. What the fuck is the fucking black hole movie called? I forget them all. And the negative view of aliens also present in the dark forest metaphor. Kind of doomerish, yeah, since all alien civilizations are avoiding contact because they would annihilate each other. Yeah, it's like, does it have to be like that? I feel like it doesn't have to be like that. Interstellar, thank you, it starts with the same. Interstellar, that's the one. It starts with the same letter, that's why I confused them. No brain today. Interstellar was fun. Timothy Chalamet was in that? I didn't even know. I didn't even remember. Interstellar, yes. Interstellar was a fun movie. I did like that one. I mean, fun. Fun is maybe not the right word, but Interstellar was a good movie. Is that Neil deGrasse Tyson? Yes. Why are you there, buddy? You once saw a meme about how humans basically blared to our stellar neighbors. Our nudes and a mixtape because of the Voyager and its golden disc. True, we're trying to like send signals out into space. And I think that's, yeah, go ahead, we can do that. Maybe that shouldn't be like our main goal at the moment. I don't know about that, but yeah, definitely send out signals. And exploring space, I think, is a suitable cause to have as humans. Sure, we can focus on that a little bit. I don't know, like I said, if it should be our main focus, maybe we should try to make sure that our own planet is habitable until we find another place where we can go. And even then, it would take a long time to figure out, one, where to go, two, how to like go there en masse. So maybe it would just be easier to try and keep a little better care of our own planet. I don't know about you. That's just my hypothesis, though. But yeah. So that's alien talk for y'all. I guess that's alien talk. You really dislike the idea of blaring signals out into space because I just want us to stay quiet until we figure out whatever or not aliens are dangerous or something. I mean, yeah, it would be kind of ironic if an alien finds one of those signals that we send out there of like radio waves, whatever we do. And it's like, whoa, I wicked hate that. Ooh, that's gross. That's cringe. We should go and kill that. But I don't know if they could, you know, if the signal has to travel for a while, could they? Could they do that like this? Or would they just receive the signal? And then once they've received it, it has already taken so long to travel to them that we're not even around anymore. That would be a bummer for them. Imagine. I do like the hypotheticals of aliens, I'm just realizing. Imagine they hear our weird cringy song that we sent them. They're like, whoa, that's a banger. I want to meet the guy who made this. And then they go on a journey. Their journey may not even take that long. Maybe they're able to travel quite fast. Maybe even, faster than light. Who knows? They're like there. But the signal took long enough to travel, so they find absolutely nothing. Just the charred remains of a society long, long, long gone. Sad stuff for whoever the aliens in this hypothetical are. I remember the 90s space movie where the aliens' first radio contact from human was Adolf Hitler at the Olympics in Berlin. Ooh. How did they react to that? Did they like that? Was that something where they were like, hell yeah, now that's where it's at, or no? That sounds like a sad anime, doesn't it? Right? That sounds like a good setup for a very, very sad story. SETI program is actually awesome. I have an idea for a story. A SETI, a search for extraterrestrial intelligence program in the Philippines, is under threat of being shut down because of lack of funding. Oh, and the project is being pushed, and the SETI program, protecting indigenous folk communities, the main characters are trying to help decoding signals received by the program. That sounds fun. I also listened to, it's a podcast, you can't watch that, that's audio only medium. I listened to a podcast called Wolf 300 and something. If I Google it, I'm sure Google is gonna know. Me trying to remember numbers. Wolf 359. Well, 359 is a nice podcast. I really like that podcast. It's also a podcast. It's also a dwarf star. It's named that because they're rotating around this dwarf star. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, podcast. That's the one. Wolf 359. Do recommend. It follows our lead, Doug Eiffel, who's a communications officer in the USS Hephaestus research station that orbits around the star. And the star does some freaky shit. It only has 61 episodes. That's not too long. It's a space opera. It's very fun. Do recommend. I like that one a lot. Thank you. We are united on Earth by common ancestors. Yeah, but the way of development of survival is very different. That makes sense. And possibility of life only on kind of Earth-like planets, so like called the green zone. Yeah, for sure. Like stuff like Mars is not gonna. If there's no water, life like ours is not gonna exist. See, this is my podcast recommendation of today. They have aliens, do they? I mean, kinda. Yeah, I mean, yes. Is that a spoiler? I feel like it's not. I feel like it's not a spoiler. I mean, it's a space opera. Space opera's gotta have aliens. Alien? No, let's just... Podcast recommendation is Wolf 3... Where the fuck is 3 on my keyboard? 359. Slightly smiling face. There you go. Please do. Please do listen to my fun podcast that I like a lot. It's been a while since I listened to it. Maybe I could give... I'm always thinking about re-listening to some of my podcasts that I really like, but then... Actually, currently, I'm continuing listening to a podcast that I stopped listening to for a while. And that's that's fine as well. You will try? Hell yeah, let's go. Podcasts are good for listening to while going on walks. I recommend it. Long walks and a podcast, that's how I usually listen to my podcast. That and or painting or something like that. You know, sometimes you just need something to listen to while you do something. Painting, crafting, podcast in the background, you're set. You can do whatever you gotta do. Now, do we want to learn about Israel? Yes. I would like to learn about Israel. What is Israel doing right now? Or rather, what is Netanyahu? Can I say his name? I've heard his name a million times. Can I say his name? Netanyahu? Oh, his name is hard to say. Oh no. Do you ever hear a name or a word a lot, but never say it because you haven't talked about that yet? Ever? And then realize it's hard to say when you say it for the first time? Israel's judicial reform and what that means for the country. No more democracy ever. We're done with that now. Netanyahu. It's a hard name. I can't do it. Jesus Christ. Well, we'll see. Podcasts can be nice background noise. Very much so. Very much so. I agree. As long as humanity can maintain its extraplanetary multiform mobile identifiers, will be just fine. Nothing bad will happen. The ... at the end of the statement seems very promising. The Israeli parliament has passed a crucial element of the government's controversial judicial reform, which could change the balance of power and further divide Israeli society. Netanyahu. Say it like the West, like US does. Net and Yahoo. That's my boy. That is my boy. Net and Yahoo. Audiobooks, Red Mars, Green Mars, Blue Mars, really is a great series on Mars and building democracy, anti-capitalist society on Mars. Oh, that sounds fun. Very nice. Netanyahu. No Nyahu anymore. The ... leads into Metroid Dread. Of course it does. So, in Israel, I guess, right now, despite massive public opposition over the last few months, the Knesset, the Israeli parliament, has now passed another core element of the reform. What is the reform about? That was what I want to find out. Need Yahoo, but it's not very neat, is it? Netanyahu. Thank you. This is all very, very helpful. Israel's most right-wing and religious coalition government, led by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, I think that's pretty close to how you say it, wants to reset several aspects of the separation of power between the executive, legislative, and judiciary. Not great, by the way. That's him, that's the guy. As Israel doesn't have a constitution, also not great, probably. The interaction of these institutions is regulated by individual laws. Netanyahu. Nick Yuhu. Yahoo. It's seen as conservative and nationalist. Yeah, I think it's not just seen as that. I think it just potentially might be that. Traditionally, Israel's Supreme Court has had a relatively strong position, as there is no second chamber in parliament that can keep Knesset's legislation in check. Also, great system. Fantastic system. Sounds like nothing could ever go wrong with the system. No, you're doing great. You're doing absolutely great. Also, I don't know where that name comes from. I think, wouldn't it be like Hebrew, maybe? I don't know. The main focus right now is on the so-called reasonableness clause. Yeah, okay, that sounds fantastic immediately. Until now, the Supreme Court has been able to declare government decisions as inappropriate, and therefore make them null and void. Netanyahu's government wants to put an end to this clause. It's like, well, if we want to do something, I don't think anybody should ever be able to say no to us, is basically what I'm getting from this so far. Which, generally, not good. That sounds like a dictatorship. Was this Netanyahu in Arabic? I think it is. I mean, that's a T. Netanyahu. And the last one is a U. Hu. I don't know which H that is. It's too small for me to read. There's so many H's in Arabic. Please send help. See, at least I didn't have to take an Arabic exam in my dream. I feel like I would have failed even harder. Netanyahu's organic hardware store. No, Siska. Following a first vote in mid-July, Monday's decisive vote saw all 64 government voting in favor out of a total of 120 Knesset members. Yeah, that's a slight majority, I guess. They like to do that, don't they? The next step of the judicial reform is due to be voted on in the Knesset as early as autumn. That's soon. If passed, it would give the government more powers over judicial appointments. Let's go. Over recent months, however, Netanyahu has indicated that he might be willing to partially concede this area. I saw another article that says no. He does not seem to be wanting to concede anything. What do those in favor argue? Please, do tell me why people think this is a good idea. Unlike the 120 members of Knesset, judges are not directly elected by the people. This is why the government and its supporters argue that their proposed judicial reform would strengthen Israeli democracy. We love that. That's definitely how that's going to turn out, for sure. From their point of view, the judiciary has too much power, and the proposed reform would in fact improve the balance between institutions. Recently, supporters of the reform have also taken to the streets. According to media reports, around 50,000 participants were counted in Tel Aviv on Sunday evening, including many residents from other parts of the country and settlers from the Israeli-occupied West Bank. This is Israeli Minister for National Security Itamar Ben-Gvir. He's a staunch supporter of this reform. We can assume he's currently yelling in support. The judicial reform is being pushed primarily by nationalist and religious parties in the governing coalition. The far-right Minister of National Security, that's him, that's this guy, they chose a picture for this man. I gotta say, they chose an image for this dude. Itamar Ben-Gvir recently declared that his party, Jewish Strength, that's the name? That's the name of the party, okay, would reject any softening of the draft law as a castration. Of course, naturally. He called on the coalition to pass the law in its current form and move forward with the next part of the reform. I bet he's real happy now, because it looks like it's happening. Now, I'm very interested to hear the criticism about that. It's the best picture. I mean, it's definitely the most picture of this man ever, I'm sure. For critics of the reform, however, the government is planning nothing less than the destruction of democracy. So I've heard, a slogan visible on many posters and banners. Protesters have also drawn the comparison with Poland and Hungary, whose respective governments are also accused of trying to restructure the judiciary. The two countries are often considered problematic in the European Union. I don't know much about what's going on in Poland and Hungary, I'm gonna tell you right now, with regard to the rule of law and the separation of powers. And both are facing several infringement procedures. It looks like he is getting castrated right now. This would be the face you would make if that was happening to you live and in color. Critics argue that judicial reform in Israel could divide society even further, which, is a bit of a problem there currently. In the past, the Supreme Court has repeatedly defended values such as gender equality and the protection of sexual minorities against strict religious restrictions. Seems like the Supreme Court over there is actually maybe kind of necessary as an opposing force to the government. Well, you don't need to guess what DW thinks with that pick. Yeah, DW seems pretty progressive, don't they? Many Israelis who consider themselves as secular, left-wing, or liberal fear the restructuring would strengthen the ultra-Orthodox wing. Makes sense considering what we're seeing. I'm trying my best to remember, but yeah, that is true for Hungary. New greetings! Oh, I like that! Hello, Type. Hello, welcome. We're reading an article on Israel, where protesters have taken to the streets for months now. The issue has even reached the army, where mandatory service for men and women is seen as promoting a melting pot and acting as a social glue. Ultra-Orthodox Jews are exempt from this service, which the Supreme Court has repeatedly declared discriminatory. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really pro mandatory military service at all, but I feel like if it exists, I guess it should apply to everybody, right? I think back in the Soviet times there was anti-Israeli posters stating that they were nationalists or something. Yeah, this specific part, yeah, they are pretty nationalist, and they are constantly committing horrible crimes against Palestinian people. So that's something that I definitely do know is happening. It's a bit of a spicy debate, especially in Germany. I don't know, maybe it's not especially in Germany, maybe everywhere. It's a bit of a spicy debate, because sometimes when you voice support for Palestine, people will come back at you and be like, oh, are you being anti-Semitic? No. This has nothing to do with being anti-Semitic. This has something to do with being anti-fascist regimes, which the Israeli government is. This doesn't mean that you're like, oh my god, the Jews are ruining the world. No, the Israeli government is. That they're also Jewish has nothing to do with that, in my opinion. My greeting disappeared. Oh no, your greeting disappeared? I see new greetings. Well, the old one disappeared, though. That is true, if that is what you mean. Over the weekend, more than 1,000 Israeli Air Force reservists threatened to quit their voluntary service if the judicial reform were passed. We all have a collective responsibility for overcoming deep divisions, polarization, and rifts among the people, they said in joint statement. The statement was also backed by members of numerous other units, including reservists from the domestic and foreign intelligence services, Shin Bet and Mossad. Of course, Germans get uppity about it. Yeah, some of us are jealous of Israel's ethno-state. Yeah, I bet they are. I bet they are. What is next? That's a good question. I would love to hear more about that. Thank you very much. This one. Is it the empty symbol? Also, Palestinians are amongst the people migrating to Germany. True! That is very true. And people, I mean, right-wingers, should we call them people? Debatable. Don't like that very much. Yeah, I don't know what you're trying to send. It's just not sending, I guess. It's odd. Oh yeah, it's your birthday today! It's Ziska's birthday today! Right, Maxi talked about this yesterday. I'm a serial birthday forgetter, so this was just a little preview of the future that you have ahead of me. I will forget. I'm worse than a serial killer in this aspect, very consistent. The only birthday that I remember is Calix's, because it's my birthday numbers turned around. Let's go. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Birthday name day. Just gonna type that one out in the Zecke discussions instead, because YouTube, it keeps slicing me. YouTube is mean, yeah. Mandatory military service, a common policy pushed forward by conservative nationalists as well. Yeah, that's true. Same as the Ila Filipinas in different administrations, past and present. Yeah, mandatory military service. I don't know. It gives me a bad vibe every time. It does. Otanjobi omedetou! Otanjobi omedetou gozaimasu. Let's go! Happy birthdays in chat! I am full of birthday carbs, as you should be! Birthday carbs are great. So that means you're a Leo too, right? Oh my god. Leo energy? We're in Leo, like, territory already, right? Should be. It ends, like, end of August. So it should have started now, I think, right? Wait, I'm gonna give that a quick Google. Don't mind me. Leo astrology when think that should tell me. Oh yeah, oh yeah, we're in Leo territory. Let's go, baby. Leo, Leo. Good to know. Whoop whoop. Leos represent. So that's already the entire article, actually. Wait, I think I didn't read the last one, actually. What's next? Oh, I didn't read what's next at all. I didn't read that at all. Both a Leo and a Pisces. Damn, double trouble. Pisces are creative, I've heard. So I've heard. That's the only thing I know about Pisces, I think. Authorities are preparing for more protests. According to the police, officers were preparing in case they had to prevent protesters from entering the Knesset. Civil society groups such as the Moment for Quality Government said right after the vote that they would take the revised adequacy clause to the Supreme Court. As long as it still exists, am I right? Judges will then have to check whether their own partial disempowerment is constitutional. Yeah, sounds like that's gonna definitely go well, huh? That was all happening on the 23rd, I think. This is a news story from the 23rd, yeah. A group composed of 150 largest companies in Israel, which included the most private sector employees, announced it would go on strike the following day as an emergency measure, calling Netanyahu to fulfill his duty and stop the legislation immediately. Well, I don't think it happened. Though. We have an update. We do have to check the updated article then. Let's see if anything actually changed. If they were to block the reform, Israel would probably find itself on the brink of national crisis. To avoid this, the government would likely have to withdraw the reform, a scenario that many observers expect would lead to the collapse of the coalition. So this tells you things are pretty spicy down there at the moment. IFBW. Good job, guys. Good job, guys. Amazing job, guys. So this is an article that came out, I think, yesterday. Today. It was updated today in the morning. Netanyahu won't commit to abiding by ruling if Supreme Court blocks the controversial law. So he seems pretty set on that. He seems like he's gonna want to do this. There's a video, I guess, of him. Here Netanyahu respond to judicial overhaul plans amid protests. I don't know if the video... Oh my god. Shut up. Shut actually up. Can I... You can't even mute it. I can still hear the fucking music, dude. Well, you can't. But I can. Turkish Airlines. Well... Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has refused to say that he would abide by any potential Supreme Court ruling striking down his controversial judicial reform law. Thank you. Can I pause this? Yeah, I can pause this. God, this is 3 minutes long. So I guess he was being interviewed over here. Why can I still hear this? Adblock is illegal? No, Adblock is on. Adblock is on, but Adblock did not block that ad.
Supreme Court. Where are the checks and balances?
Well, in Israel, we have the Supreme Court has a lot of checks, but there are no balances. For example, on the decision that we passed on reasonableness, understand what that is. It's like the court can nullify a decision, any decision by the government, by the executive, by saying it's unreasonable, not because it's illegal. Not because they're using other checks that they have, plenty of things that they could do. They can nullify an appointment. It's like the Supreme Court would be able to nullify an appointment by President Biden, not by saying that there's a conflict of interest, that exists today in Israel, that it's undue process, that exists today in Israel, that it's not proportional, that exists in Israel, but just by saying, we don't think this appointment is reasonable. That doesn't exist in America. It doesn't exist in most democracies, not to this scope. And that's the minor correction that we made that is now called the end of democracy.
I wanted to pause you, bestie. I wanted to pause you. I don't understand what he's saying. He's talking a lot of words. He's basically explaining, I think, how the Supreme Court in their country has too many rights. They can say too much stuff. They can, for instance, he brings up this Biden example, like Biden cannot visit us. No, Biden can't come over. My mom, Supreme Court, said no, because of reasons such as this, that, the other, and that wouldn't happen anymore if they passed this law where the Supreme Court doesn't have anything to say anymore. I guess that's what he's trying to explain, but I don't really know how. how real that is. That's always the problem when you listen to somebody who, you know, has very extremist opinions and stances and is trying to get his own message across and trying to do what you know he wants to do in spite of his people, perhaps, or a large majority, I think, of his people. They're gonna talk in a manipulative sort of way, you know? They're gonna try to convince the viewer of what they're saying, obviously. So maybe we'll just see what they've written about this. I think that might be a little bit more informative. We'll see. YouTube gets clever every now and then and outsmarts adblock. Now, YouTube, I feel like, has not yet, but some websites do. YouTube, I have not experienced that yet with adblock, but some websites I've seen, yeah. Many sectors are on general strike already. I've heard from chat. So, yep, he's talking about that. This, that, the other. Hi, Aiden, welcome. In an interview with CNN's Wolf Blitzer. Jesus Christ, bro. That's a name and a half. Dude, imagine you're named Wolf Blitzer. Something. Netanyahu warned the country that the country could enter uncharted territory if the Supreme Court overturned the law. But isn't the law just like... The law is trying to strip the Supreme Court of power that it currently holds. So... wouldn't it remain pretty much the same if the law doesn't get, like, put into place? It's a very edgy name. It's a very, very edgy name. This name is something. Which strips the court of its power or to block government actions. Yeah. Which they're currently apparently able to do. What you're talking about is a situation of, or potential situation, where in American terms, the United States Supreme Court would take a constitutional amendment and say that it's unconstitutional, Netanyahu says. Well, I mean, you guys don't have a constitution, so how can you compare that to that? That's the kind of spiral that you're talking about, and I hope we don't get to that. Okay, the so-called reasonableness law is an amendment to one of Israel's basic laws, which exists in place of a formal constitution. Exactly, y'all don't have that. I just learned that a second ago. It passed in Knesset on Monday, despite 6 months of protests and rare public criticism from the White House. Even the US criticized this. I feel like they don't usually do that. Netanyahu complaining about his tyrant law being possibly overturned by threatening uncharted territory like a mafia boss. Yeah, it's really bizarre. It's really odd to me. I don't know. You got an email from LinkedIn. The first word is first name, Lamau. Like those scams. Oh, damn. That's funny. I mean, some people don't know how to write professional emails, okay? Maybe they're trying to be legit. It is the first stage in a wider package of measures that critics say will undermine democracy in Italy. Italy? Hello? Excuse me? Are you okay? In Israel, obviously. Democracy in Italy is under a completely different attack at the moment by weakening the judiciary's ability to hold politicians in check. Yeah, that is the general gist that I got from it as well. The Supreme Court has said that it will hear appeals against the law in September. Okay, so we don't know what's going on right now. We see, like, there's protests going on, we know that, but we're gonna have to wait a little bit to see if, you know, what comes of that. It's gonna happen in September. That's in 2 months, I guess. So we'll see. YouTube is making the emotes really big. Is it? I don't see a difference. Also, isn't that good? I heard that yesterday. Yesterday in Maxi's chat, I heard about big emotes. I don't see a difference. Also, I would like the emotes to be a little bit bigger, but maybe it's bad because everybody doesn't like it. I don't know. I don't see it. I haven't seen it yet. Maybe it's an update that I haven't seen yet. I don't know. I'm very curious. Emotes seem absolutely the same to me right now. So curious. Yeah, they're so similar, aren't they? Yeah, on YouTube the emojis are huge. Really? They look the absolute same to me. Are you on mobile? Can I check on mobile? I'm going on mobile. I'm doing investigative work. I'm doing investigative journalism. Shh, silence. I'm gonna go into my stream on mobile. I'm checking. They look the same. Whoa! Never mind. Yes, you're right. Holy shit, I saw it. They are huge. What the fuck? Wait. You're gonna get a screenshot. Whoa, that's crazy. Also, it looks kind of pixelated. Do I have to? Oh my god, bad. Anyway, wait, I'll send it to you? To me? I'll send it somewhere where I can show it to you. Wait, it's real! Ain't no way! It's only on mobile. You can't see it on not mobile. I checked. They're huge. The mobile ones are different. I don't know if I like. No, I don't think I like that. Do I like that? I don't think I like that. Can I get this? Can I please save as? It's such a long fucking process. I mean, I guess it's a take a picture. We can put it in there, and I'm gonna go into the folder, and then I'm gonna go, and then I'm gonna show it to you on screen because not everybody's on mobile. Built dipperly, very, very dipperly. There you go. Look. This is the size difference. Also, it looks so pixelated. I don't know if that's my fault though. I mean, they all look a little bit pixelated because, you know, it's a screenshot. Because I didn't make them super big because they usually show up in like this size. They used to show up in that size. So on YouTube, it looks the absolute same. The absolute same on YouTube on desktop. But on mobile, it looks different like this. Do many of them next to each other also look different, or just like one? It's just one big. I guess if you used it in a sentence, it's probably gonna be all of them. Yeah, all of them are big. Man, that's weird. That's very weird. I don't know if I like being able to see the emotes a little bit better because they are very small usually, but it does look a bit disruptive, doesn't it? You know? Actually, emojis on various different platforms are slightly different. Oh my god. YouTube, normal YouTube stuff. The most normal of YouTube things, actually, is making these sorts of changes, not telling anybody about it, and not making it consistent at all. See, but only, like, the channel emotes are... I wonder, 1 second, I have to do a social experiment real quick. Social experiment, yeah, especially a social experiment, right? We need this, and we need... Well, which ones... Do I have... What else do I have? I think I have that one. That one isn't animated. I want to try one that's not animated. Yeah, I think it's for YouTube's emotes and it's for the channel emotes, but is it for BTTV emotes? That's a question that I have. The answer is it doesn't show up on fucking phones, obviously. I'm dumb. My intelligence is in the minus today. Yeah, the YouTube emotes are huge. The shocked one is also huge. It looks real bad on mobile. Obviously, mobile doesn't show BTTV emotes. Duh, it just shows text. Obviously, I know that. Why does your emoji look so small, though? On your screen, it's like a fifth of the size of mine? Really? Mine is only half of the size? Wait. So are you saying that you're seeing this emoji even bigger than I am seeing it? That's kind of crazy. That would be wild, if that's what you're saying. Also, hi Seppo, we're trying to investigate emojis at the moment because they are inconsistent in size. Also, we're talking about the Israeli government trying to stop democracy from happening. The TLDRs, we'll see in September if they still have a democracy or not. Yes. They're hella scary when I look down. Yeah, because eye tracking fails when I look down. They don't know what's happening. They don't know what's going on anymore. Those emojis are twice. They're already huge size. It's insane. Really? They're like even bigger than that now on your screen? Holy shit. No, what I'm saying is your emoji is a fifth of the size of the emote on your screen. Meanwhile, on my screen, my emoji looks like my emoji only like half the size of your emote. Okay, I don't get it, but that's okay. Big Zecke! Woo! Well, I can't see it, but I can see it on mobile. I still don't understand what you're trying to tell me with that, by the way. Like, do you mean... No, it's fine. Let's see. Let's see. It's okay. It's okay. We'll see if they maybe unify it. Maybe all the emotes are gonna get bigger. Maybe they're gonna get smaller again. YouTube is testing shit out, and sometimes it stays, and sometimes it doesn't stay, and that is what that is. What do you mean? Do you think is that a well-explained thing? I can try and read that sentence again. Is he saying that the small emojis are only 1/5 of the size of the big emojis, while on Warren screens the big emojis are only twice the size of the small emojis? Well, I don't know, Burple. I cannot tell you this. You have come to the wrong place for explanation. I hope they make them smaller again. I don't know if I mind it. They just look a little pixelated because I guess they're not made for that size. I don't know. Maybe they just look pixelated to me. I don't remember what resolution I had to upload these in. I uploaded these like 5 million years ago. Do you think I remember these things? I could have uploaded them in a bigger resolution. I mean, right? Since when has it not stayed? Oh, changes that YouTube make? Do you mean that? I mean, okay, yeah, true. They barely go back on their changes, but sometimes they make new, additional changes that change things even more. You know what I mean? Also, on mobile, if you zoom into a mobile screenshot, you get way higher definition profile pictures. I never saw like Lord Peace's profile picture this close up, honestly. On Zecke's screen, emote equals 5 times emoji size. I feel like maybe that's true, yeah. And on my screen, emote equals 2 times emoji size. That is what you were saying. Okay, yeah, that is very comprehensible. So you're on my screen, like the phone screen, it's even bigger, and yours is smaller. Your difference is smaller. Well, your difference sounds okay. If the emotes, like my emotes were, and YouTube's emotes, I guess, were 2 times the emoji size, I think I would be okay with that. But why not make the emojis bigger too then? Why that? I don't know. Lord Pieces Astolfo. Surprise, right? Big surprises. Also, I always interpret your profile picture differently than it's actually meant to be interpreted. I think not that it like super duper matters, but I see it as like a little guy with an A for a face, but he's mirrored. Like it's 2 guys, one guy goes up and one guy goes downwards, but they're like overlapping faces and the A is in the middle, instead of an A in parentheses or whatever. You know, that's how I see that profile picture. But does that matter very much? Yeah, I also see it as a guy with an A face. Okay, let's go purple. Guy with an A face. It's always a guy with an A face for me. Yes. Guy with an A face. I think I've told you this before, though. I don't think this is actually news to you. So yeah, that's that, I guess. Well, that's Israel news. Bad Israel news, as always. That's so much cooler than I intended. It's A face. It's the A face, which makes sense because you're Aiden, obviously. Since when did the emotes become so big, right? It's new. Apparently since yesterday is the first time I heard about it, but it's only on mobile, so, you know. Mobile is always different anyway. Mobile is not the supreme way of viewing YouTube content. I mean, it's okay. I think their mobile app is fine. Much better than fucking Vosh's mobile app because you can't chat and view at the same time. That's a big complaint. If Whiteleaf is listening, hello, can you please make the mobile app, like, can you make a mobile app? If you would make a mobile app, I would be super duper happy. I understand you may not be able to do that, but I think that would be cool. Thank you very much. Because I want to watch Vosh on my phone, but I can't. Because then I can't chat. I can only watch him on YouTube. And then, you know, you only have YouTube chat. Which is not the chat I want to be in. Please make a mobile app. Thank you. Goofy. Mobile. Goofy. I know. Yeah, the .gg site is not mobile friendly. Nope, it does not work. It does not work. If it isn't, and I have to deal with it on desktop, then every time Victor makes a comment, the emoji is gonna be covering up so much of our screens. It's true. It's true. What if it comes to desktop and it's gonna be? I don't know about that. I think I can like adjust it on the on-screen chat, but like who cares about that? I guess. It's not easy listening to Shark on his side as well. Damn. See, we need Whiteleaf. We need a mobile app for all of those sites, or just like one mobile app with all of the content creators in it. I think that would be good. And so the left is tearing itself apart once more. One streamer lightly criticizing another's website. Pretty rough. That's pretty rough. That is pretty rough. I'm sowing leftist infighting. More so and more so. If it comes to desktop, I'm destroying YouTube. No more YouTube for us. It's over. It's done. We could talk about this one before we go into the TikTok, I guess. Typing this on mobile. Yep, they're big. They're big on your mobile too. So it's not just app. Well, maybe Apple has them even bigger. Because I'm on Apple, so maybe that's why. I don't know how much I want to zoom into this one. I guess this much is good. So I've been sent these news. It's concerning a game franchise, and they did a little summer event. But apparently, for some of their audience, the summer event wasn't kinky. Well, not kinky, but like wasn't like spicy enough, I guess. Jesus Christ, I haven't been on Tumblr in a while. You can tell from the amount of notifications I have on Tumblr. Holy shit. Project Moon, yes. I've never heard of Project Moon before, and people got mad apparently. So, you guys know about this. You posted this. I want to talk about it on Project Moon. So, this is going to be a pretty long post. We're going to read through it because I don't know about them. Most of this is undercut, obviously. You know how Tumblr posting works. TLDR for those who don't want to read the full thing. I do, but I will read the TLDR first. It's like a little intro, isn't it? Project Moon was put in a very bad position by some violent extremists targeting them. apparently, and that I'm not happy about anyway. Any of what happened, obviously. Who would be? So, for those unaware, Project Moon has fired Val Mori, no definition found, obviously, the CG artist for Limbus Company. Now, a not inaccurate statement that can be made from this is that Project Moon fired a woman for being a feminist. Holy shit. Now that is a headline if I've ever seen it. That is a headline if I've ever seen one. So, but this is somewhat reductive. Let's immediately get out of the way that Val Mori did absolutely nothing wrong. Some people have said she is a TERF. I've seen no evidence of this. Some people have said that she wished death on all men. I've seen no evidence of this either. I have seen that Val Mori thinks sexual abuse is bad. Controversial. I don't know about that one. Very controversial. Now, why would this lead to a firing? The short answer is that a bunch of violent incels, one of which was literally dressed as a clown, holy shit, this sounds insane, came knocking at their office doors. Bad. Don't do that. See, Limbus Company has a beach event coming up. In this event, we are getting water-themed outfits for 2 of the characters, 1 male and 1 female. For Sinclair, the guy, he has been given an extremely slutty mechanics outfit. For Ishmael, the woman, she has been given a very skin-tight wetsuit outfit. Now, I want to take care to note that Val Mori is the CG artist. She has no hand in these designs. Yeah, I was gonna say, CG doesn't do character or outfit design, does it? That's not what CG does. A man made them. I would also like to mention that both designs are amazing, and I will include them at the end of the post for reference. Can we zoom forward to see that real quick? Yeah, it's this one. This is the wetsuit design, and this one, I guess, is the mechanic design where we can see, like, the chest of this guy. These are the 2 designs that we're talking about. This doesn't even sound real. It does not, does it? It does not. In a clown suit? Oh my god, was he talking about society? Was he having his Joker moment? I guess so. Please still be highlighted. Thank you. With, like, the wetsuit, I feel like if it's skin tight, I feel like that is, like, I don't know what they're gonna be complaining about, right? I don't know. Good chest. Good chest posting, I agree. Why are people so hateful and stupid about the way about what they are hateful about? No idea, because they don't think. They just do. Anyway, now upon revealing the wetsuit design for Ishmael, a bunch of whiny incels on what is basically Korean 4chan got upset that Ishmael, instead of being in a bikini, as is usual for gacha games, was wearing a wetsuit. Oh my god. She one less bikini drawing to look at. Like, there's enough. You could look at someone else. Jesus Christ. Yeah, also, like, it still looks kind of lewd, though, I think, honestly. Like, a skin-tight wetsuit can be more lewd than a bikini for some people who are, like, into certain things, I think. I don't know. It's just random anger, yeah, honestly. Like, never mind that the design in Limbus Company have always been conservative and that Sinclair's design is the most skin we've ever seen and it's just an open shirt. What were they expecting then, huh? What the fuck were they expecting if they're mad about this, huh? The wokies have done it again. A game that has never shown a lot of skin still doesn't show a lot of skin. Ain't no way. Like, there's enough for you to look at here. Like, it's very shiny. What do you mean? It doesn't even make any sense. Not that they usually make sense, but I can't even, like, understand that one at all. Wetsuit's greater than bikinis, but way more practical for, like, you know, surfing and stuff when it's kind of cold. Again, the wetsuit is still super revealing. Yeah, it's skin tight, and this is literally the first design of her that doesn't make her look flat-chested. Maybe they're rioting about that. They're not rioting over the lack of sex appeal. They're specifically mad that it's not a bikini. That is literally insane. That makes no sense at all. There's not just bikini out there. There's wetsuit, one pieces, suki. There's everything you could possibly wish for. Like, why do you get mad at a developer for not putting this hyper-specific thing that you want to see into the game? That's crazy. That's the swimsuit showing the back. I like those. Those are cute. And swimsuit showing the belly button. There's so many of them, right? What the hell? No, I don't know. Not lewd enough. Suit material's too thick. Right. I'd rate The Office as well. It angers me, obviously. This makes a lot of sense. This is the only logical conclusion to come to. The incels come to the conclusion that the lack of any skin being shown in Ishmael's outfit is a result of evil feminism. funny. That's really funny. No, I'm not exaggerating. I'm just gonna believe you. By the way, this is like a person's account of this. I'm just gonna believe it. I can't check. I don't know Korean. I cannot check. They initially begin harassing the artist who is actually responsible for drawing the outfits, but upon learning that he's a man, they set their sights on Valmori because she's a woman and being an artist is good enough, I guess. This is insane. But I, like, honestly, yeah, this happens online. I do believe it. Hi, Quartz. Hello. It's soul shredding to know that other communities have 4chan. Oh, everybody. There's always a 4chan community somewhere. Swimsuits that are over the whole body. Looking at you, Burkini. It exists. Everything exists. What they do from here is they start digging in Valmori's Twitter, making use of archive pages because many of the offensive tweets have been deleted. Okay. Are we going to see any of these? I'd like to take a moment to point out that Valmori, not that I think that we're going to find anything incriminating, I just wonder what they deem to be offensive. Never actually tweeted anything out here. It was all retweets from a 4 to 6 year old archive, and tweets had been long deleted. These retweets contained such transgressive statements as, "I'm sick of misogyny." Okay, thank you. So, like, nothing. I mean, I guess she's also Korean, so I wouldn't understand if I saw them anyway. And if being against the patriarchy makes me antisocial, then so be it. Yeah, okay, those are very tame statements. Just mirroring back to men what those men were saying to women. Some people would like to have you think that she was calling for the death of all men, which she wasn't. Which, I mean, if she was, those posts are meant to be hyperbolic, but I can understand why some people would take issue with that. She also retweeted all this stuff whilst she was a teenager, well before working on Project Moon. So again, still nothing to get upset about. I should have posted the Reddit post on this. The comments on there has posted the letter they gave to the devs. Oh my god! So like, but the proof is out there. Okay, that's good to know, though. That is good to know. It's like swinging a pendulum. A couple of years ago, you could hear everywhere about crazy feminists, Gamergate, the fight against female sexualization, and so on. There was the Gamergate era. Jesus Christ, I remember the Gamergate era too well. That was like 2016, 15 stuff, right? These people gonna get mad about kids' cartoons not having a beach episode where the characters wear like a fucking one-piece swimsuit and the guys are in trunks, I guess, right? They get mad about whatever. It feels so random. It does feel very, very random. Yeah, please do make sure that your list is comprehensive, Warren. We can't miss any of them. That's very important. Nonetheless, the incels had decided that feminism was the reason Ishmael had a wetsuit and not a bikini, and they had found a feminist working on Project Moon. So then, they can send harassment that way. It is at this point that we must take a brief detour and take a Library of Runia. Do any of you know that? That's the previous game. In the previous game, one of the protagonists, Angela Merkel, has this whole arc about escaping her abusers and becoming a human. Yes, she's literally a robot. But Project Moon isn't exactly a stranger to symbolism in their stories, and feminist readings of Angela is ridiculously easy. The main antagonist in Library of Runia is Jalia, the blue reverberation. God, I don't know anything about anything. Cool. And his crew is called the Reverberation Ensemble. Every member of the Reverberation Ensemble is a violent lunatic who each want to reinforce the status quo with their own unique shitty way. In addition to this, typically, in order to reach the titular library, you would need to be invited. The Reverb Ensemble are the uninvited guests, the ones who manage to reach the library and knock down the door without an invite. Yeah. I can see the symbolism of that. Shocker. A lot of media you can read in a very liberal, woke, feminist way, because people who make art are more often more left-leaning than people who don't. That's true. You know about Library of Runia. Me, let's go! Gold star for Purple for knowing both of these things that I do not know. What am I talking about? Well, the incels decided to start calling themselves the Reverb Ensemble, obviously. Jesus Christ. They called themselves the villains from the other game. What the fuck is their MO? I don't understand. Referring to each other using names of the Reverb Ensemble members such as Pluto, Elena, and Oswald. Having taken one of the moniker of the uninvited guests, they then showed up to Project Moon's offices to protest. That's insane. You're doing insane people behavior over the lack of a bikini. Now, remember how I mentioned someone was dressed up as a clown? Please tell me more about the clown. I want to know more about the clown, please. One of the Reverb ensemble members, Oswald, is a clown with an extremely tenuous grip on reality. This is so... It would be really funny if it wasn't actually, like, sad. Jesus Christ. Is this about a video game? Yes, it is. Hi, Bro Dragon. Good morning. This story is insane. Strap yourself in. So much so that his ideal world is one where there's no meaning whatsoever. I mean, that's a funky ideology, okay. That is the character they chose to dress up as. This is either a case of extreme self-awareness or extreme self-unawareness. I think it's the latter, but I mean, we'll see. These people should get off the internet a little bit. Touching some grass might actually be the solution to their problem, I think. Imagine working one day and you see the incel squad pulling up to your like place of work, of business, and the cringe will be like a little clown card. That would be funny. I forgot the emoji and got jump scared when it expanded. Yeah, honestly, me too. When I checked on my phone, it jump scared me a little bit. They're huge on phone, on mobile. Those guys are not cultured enough. Bikinis aren't the only swimsuits. So true. Also, they should have... No, they should... no, never mind. I was gonna say, maybe they should have dressed up in bikinis to come protest. But honestly, nobody wants to see that. It's fine. Maybe best if they don't. Okay, the incels were led into the office, possibly as a form of damage mitigation. I mean, this is Korean culture, I guess. They would be actually invited inside to prevent the crowd of protesters from getting any bigger. This was a questionable decision, but they had a group of violent incels at their doorstep either way. Couldn't you have called the police? Perhaps, maybe? I mean, you know, I'm not their biggest fan, but in situations such as these, I don't know. I always wonder how the pipeline works in South Korea and Japan. Yeah, right? Like, they must have like a similar right-wing pipeline going on because it's like kind of an international thing, isn't it? So these people raised ruckus about feminism ruining the game, even though it had nothing to do with it. Yeah, basically, yes. And I don't have exact full details of this, but regardless, Project Moon had on their hands a group of violent protesting incels who are now inside the building, bad idea, who they felt compelled to let into the building, who had demands including firing their feminist employee. Not even like super outspokenly feminist either, apparently, because from what I've heard. So while Project Moon fired a woman for being feminist isn't inaccurate, well, did they fire her? It also isn't the full picture. More appropriately, it'd be Project Moon fired a woman because a group of violent incels who weren't satisfied with a form-fitting wetsuit instead of a bikini showed up to their offices demanding that an artist who did not make the wetsuit design be fired because she retweeted some feminist stuff 5 years ago while she was a teenager. That is insane. So they did fire her, I guess. Like, obviously. Oh, there's a tweet as well. It is linked, I guess. I'm not happy with this. Who should be? None of this is good. Obviously not. People should not be allowed to, people are allowed to be feminists, and Project Moon's story have always been presented progressive ideas to anyone with half a brain to do some basic literary analysis. I can understand why they would cave to the demands of people who were threatening them and showed up to their actual place of work, but at the same time, that someone's livelihood gone and proof that in the future the same sort of people can use the same sort of tactics to bully Project Moon into doing whatever they want. All of this sucks. Yeah, I don't think they should have done that at all. They shouldn't have caved to that at all. We don't negotiate with terrorists. What the fuck? You just came back. Haha, what the fuck? Yeah, what the fuck is going on here? This summary is insane. Those who would like to see the tweets in question alongside the translation, I would like that. Actually, I would like that very much. Fascists will feel empowered by this. Yeah, 100%. Okay, so there is a translation. Thank you very much. Okay. So this is like the statement. You're making a horrible mistake, PM. I'm so fucking disappointed. This is like the statement, like, oh, they're firing her. That's insane. Oh, hi, Wash. Oh, hi, Wash. Yeah, it happens, doesn't it? Didn't they fire the illustrator? Not even the illustrator, because they were retweeting basically hate speech. Yeah, no. Genuine question. I've gathered only bits and pieces, and I can't read the language, so yeah, might understand one. And this person is like, no, I'm Korean. It's not hate speech. She retweeted feminism, not even radical, and pro-choice tweets 5 years ago. And that was the only thing. This is literally insane. This company should not have done that. Absolutely wrong decision. Korean men are idiots. I mean, Korean feminist movements go pretty hard from what I've heard, and that is because misogyny in Korea is really bad as far as I've heard. Not something I'm an expert on at all, but everything I've heard about it is very, very intensely bad. Yeah, and an innocent woman lost her job due to literal incels. Please retweet this. They're hiding this to the global fans. I mean, yeah, their statement is only in Korean. We can't read that because we don't speak Korean. I'm not a fan. I don't know this series of games, but still. People are asking the retweets that she made to get fired, so I'm including that too. See the image description for translation. Mind you, these are old tweets as well. Okay. The image description. How do I see that? Image description. Half of this says, so much misogyny, I'm fucking sick. And even the aggressive ones are just mirroring what Korean men typically say towards women. And everyone is aware that it is satire. I would like a direct translation too, but if that doesn't exist, then so be it, I guess. I mean, I can stare at this for as long as I want. Also, they're literally old tweets. I agree that nobody should get fired about this. I would love a literal translation, though. Oh, there's more. It's hard to find good translations of it, like literal translations of it. Yeah, I understand that. I definitely understand that. And I don't need to know the literal translation in order to know that what the company did was absolutely wrong, because I think you can go quite far with liking and answering to tweets before I think you should be fired, especially if it's like in this sort of direction, in my opinion, but we'll see. It would be convenient if Shira was here. True. 2015, 2018 was a major tipping point for the Korean feminism. Before then, women had never had a voice towards all the aggression online and offline. So at that point, they just had enough, and everyone yelled they can't take men masturbating to minor women killed in a crime. What the fuck? The fuck was going on in Korea at the time? Holy shit. So they said things like, if going towards patriarchy makes me antisocial, I would rather be it. Going against patriarchy, I'm sure is what they mean. Like, not towards, but yeah. But the government did not listen to women at all. And since then, it became a sport for incels to find women who retweet feminist tweets, then lynch them as man-haters for it. Oh my fucking god, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I wonder what the fuck that's referring to. I bet it's not good. Women cried out they had enough, but the government decided to listen to the incels. They won. God, and it keeps happening. Now the incels won again with this fucking company. This is insane. This would not happen anymore over here. I guess they're just repeating what happened in 2015 for us, I guess, kind of. They're going through their own Gamergate era over there in Korea, it seems. Well, get well soon, Korean public. Get well soon. Jesus. A major incel site, DC, is the biggest forum site in Korea now, although there were many major rapes in there. Okay, I don't quite understand what this is. Is this a place or is this a website? I guess it's a website. And they were like bragging about it over there or something? I don't know. I don't get it. There's a bit of a language barrier going on, but, you know, Jesus Christ. In general, it's really rough. TLDR, bad. TLDR, bad. Hire her back and do artwork where you fucking swap all the males and female character outfits. Literally, that's something that would be much preferable to their statement of just, like, firing people. Yeah, people are calling for a boycott. Consumer boycotts usually don't really do anything, though, but Jesus Christ. If you're really confident, please post a translated announcement, but probably they won't because they already know this action firing the artist is only acceptable for some Koreans. Plus, even if someone is a TERF, which she was not, apparently, I don't see any evidence of that. That's not enough of a reason to fire someone. That's just their opinion. I mean, yeah, but she wasn't a TERF, though. She literally wasn't. I understand firing somebody if they have, like, actual, like, harmful beliefs. Like, if they're a full-on Nazi, yes, I wouldn't want to have a Nazi working for my company, but this is, like, the most basic oh, this is a long statement, what the fuck? Look at how long the statement is. How much did you write, gamers? Jesus. But this is obviously not the situation. The hypothetical is pretty irrelevant. Also, I have no idea what a TEAHM is. Like, TERF stands for Trans Exclusionary radical feminist. So what the fuck is a TEHM then? A trans exclusionary... No, I can't guess that. Shit, I'm gonna have to Google that. TEHM meaning? No, not them. Means trans exclusionary homosexual male. Oh. No, don't be that. Stop that. LGBT issues are intersectional. Shut up. Stop that. Don't be that. Never heard this term before. Human male? No, it's homosexual male, actually. Hyper mom. Like, hyper was also where I was going because of ADHD, but now it's this. I've never heard this before. This is my first time hearing this. Huh. You're one word away. Pretty close. Pretty close, but not on the money yet. I've never heard of TEM, I guess. Yeah, no. I mean, I'm sure that exists, obviously. Any sort of person can hate trans people, obviously, but I think we should stop making up terms for them. Like, that's not necessary. Okay, thank you. Anyway, that was insane. That is an insane story to happen. Like, these are the fucking artworks. They don't do revealing stuff, and this is revealing enough. Is the company now also going to add a bikini model for her or something? Like, what are they gonna do next to like cater to their fan base? Obviously, in the end, it boils down to profit again. They don't care about this single person that works on their projects. Doesn't matter if they've been loyal to the company, if they've been contributing good work to the company for a long time. They don't give a shit. In the end, they will prioritize profits, obviously. Like, yes, these threats that happened in person were not good either, but you know, I don't think that is the singular reason that they caved, because if there was going to be threats in person, there's going to be a bigger group of people who would stop playing if they didn't take action. I guess that's usually the case. So of course they're looking back on their profits. They're like, okay, the incel community is a cornerstone of our profits, so obviously we're gonna do anything in order to appease them. I guess I can't see another reason for like the higher ups or whoever who makes these decisions doing that, and that is sad. It's very, very sad. One of the executives was probably one of those incels. It wouldn't be a surprise if they were sympathetic to that. Yeah. Man, thank you, Zecke. I hated this topic. Yeah. These fools should stop playing and just go outside or play a different game. Like, there's a million fucking games that you could play that cater exactly to your interest. You don't need this game to do it as well. Like, if you enjoy this game for whatever reason you enjoy it for, I'm sure if they were always a little bit conservative, then it wasn't for the, like, sex appeal of that. Are you familiar with the meme? Thanks, I hate it. I am familiar with this meme, yes. The one VTuber I watched that plays this game just started streaming and had the red-haired girl for the thumbnail. Oh, I wonder if she knows, or he or they. I wonder if they know, but probably not. I think this is quite current news, and also you would probably know more about this if you were Korean or Korean speaking, because yeah, it's kind of hard to get information on this if you don't speak Korean, because there's a lot of Korean stuff here. And here's the Chinese translation, but no English translation. Maybe we'll get well, no, this happened a couple days ago. If there was an English translation, I think it would be at the top already, probably. Yeah, but the English comments are all the same. This decision makes me sad. It's not even a mildly lewd game. Yeah, that's what they said in the Tumblr post as well. Like, they're known for they're not lewd. So why would you demand lewdness from them? It makes absolutely no sense. They really do hyperfixate on this sort of stuff very, very, very randomly. Oh, wait, the VTuber you mean? Okay, maybe you mean that. But like the incels fixate on these sorts of issues for absolutely no reason, or rather they make up these issues because there is no issue. I'll say it again, those guys are not cultured enough. Yeah. You know what you can do with wetsuits that you can't do with bikinis? You can do a lot with wetsuits. Like, this is suitably horny if you want it to be. It's honestly fine. Like, whatever. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry. No problem. Not a major misunderstanding. It's fine. Yeah, that was insane. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing this. Holy shit. That was absolute insanity. Are the Koreans okay? No. But they're going for their own thing right now. We can hope that, you know, in a couple of years they'll be more okay, you know? That's my hope for them. They were not high-leveled enough, no. Well, I mean, although a high-level incel, that sounds like a bad thing, actually. Actually, that sounds like a bad thing. If they're still classing incel, I think being a high-level in that class is a very, very bad thing, actually. Maybe they were too high-leveled. They should start multi-classing and then maybe drop their incel class at a later point in time. Multi-class like normal human being. Try that. Try that on for size. Maybe. Maybe it could suit you. I don't know. I'm not talking to them directly. They're Korean. I cannot contact them. Annyeong. Stop it, please. Thank you. That's all I can say. I want to talk about utilitarianism. Yeah, I do. We're gonna watch a TikTok. I think it's like 3 minutes long or something. And it's an argument against utilitarianism. And I think it's a very weird argument, but I don't know how much I have to say about it because I'm very new to the concept. Torture House too, but actually not. But we'll get to that too. We skipped over utilitarianism for now. Class conscious insults. Hello.
Why are you not a utilitarian? Because
so this guy posts these sorts of TikToks a lot, where he has oh god, it's 4 minutes. It's a 4-minute 40-second TikTok, by the way. So strap in. This is a whole video. He does this a lot, where he makes TikToks where he debates with himself. I think he talks fast enough. I hope. Let's see if the audio is fine. So it's like they're both him. I mean, I don't need to explain this to you. You know.
Why are you not a utilitarian? Because it's a terrible system. You can get away with anything. No, you can't. Yes, you can. You just have to wait. What do you mean you just have to wait? Take the trolley problem. Utilitarians believe that, all things being equal, you should pull the lever, right? Yes, all things being equal, you sacrifice one life so you can save the 5. Greatest good for the greatest number. Or in other words, the ends justify the means. Well, but here's the strange thing. In order to do any utilitarian calculus between an event and its consequences, you have to pick an arbitrary moment in time to weigh up all the good and bad that's happened as a result of that action. But because time doesn't end, that is never justified, because there's always going to be more consequences that follow on from that. So your objection is that this is invalid because there will always be more consequences?
Which is, by the way, insane. I don't know how often I can interrupt him, because like he tries to build this entire argument within the 4 minutes, but I also kind of don't want to let the 4 minutes play without saying anything. So basically, as you can see, he lays this argument out that with enough time, there can always be like another effect upon the effect upon the effect, kind of like butterfly effect type shit. Like, you can't know what the long-term effects of your actions are gonna be, and that is his argument against utilitarianism, which I don't think is a very valid argument, because I think you could make that argument against literally anything. It's just that metaphysics are worse than utilitarianism.
Right. If the universe ended 1 minute after it ran over the 1 person rather than the 5, we'd know it was the right call, because it maximized good, and then it was game over for...
I mean, if the universe ended a second after that, it doesn't matter at all anymore, does it? Like, I don't think there would be much good from that either then anymore.
Everyone. But obviously that doesn't happen. There are second and third and fourth and 10th order consequences to every action. Maybe by saving the 5, they end up murdering 10, or perhaps one of their descendants kills thousands. But they might not. My point is, at any point in time following any action, you will be able to draw a direct causal link to either more good having been caused by it, or more harm having been caused by it. And you need only wait until that moment to justify your action as being the correct one.
With this like line of argument, it makes him seem... I tried to look on his channel what like he believes, you know? I tried to like figure out his stance a little bit, because like this line of argument makes it sound like you should just not make decisions. Just don't make any decisions. Just like let shit happen to you, because you cannot, like, you can never make an informed decision ever. Which kind of like... I think that's what the black shirt... person, the utilitarianist in this video, the faux utilitarianist in this video, is going to say also. And I don't know if he has a good rebuttal against this, because like what are we gonna, you know, like what conclusion is there to come to? He doesn't, by the way. I'm gonna give you a little spoiler. He doesn't offer an alternative. He just says utilitarianism is bad because we can never know what's gonna happen. He doesn't believe in anything, I think. I like that Ronnie, hi Ronnie, I like that you watch these too. I've seen some of these. I think I followed him on my like main TikTok now, so that I can like see more of these videos, because I'm getting more into philosophy again, since I dropped out of university, where I studied that a little bit. I find it very interesting to talk. I find it interesting to talk about these subjects, but I don't think that his approach is like in this specific video, I don't agree with him. Spider-Man would pull the lever. He has the responsibility, the power to save those 5 people on the tracks. I also think the trolley problem, I find it psychotic if you don't pull the lever, honestly, right? Materialism is the best. All other things are weird. There's so many different, like, what is the category called? This is a real honest question I have for you. What is the category called that utilitarianism is in? Because I don't know is it like a school of philosophical thought? Is that what you would call it? There's so many of those. Belief systems? Philosophical belief systems? Maybe? What is the category called? I literally don't know, and I don't know how to Google it. And I want to learn more about them because I just recently started, like, getting it. It is okay. It's like a school of philosophical thought, I guess. And I think I vibe with utilitarianism. I know you can abuse utilitarianism to justify bad actions, but also in the grand scheme of things, I think it makes sense. It's a theory of morality. Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you, Ronnie.
Is that true, though? Surely there are lots of actions whereby, no matter how far down the chain of consequences you go, all those consequences are negative. What in this world only has negative consequences? So many things, such as, like, the invention of nuclear bomb.
But also, that's a bad counter-argument to make, right? How would you know? I don't think there's any action in the universe that only has negative consequences. And as well, there's no action in the universe that only has negative consequences if we look at the action in like correlation to all the actions that it will cause in the future, because like every tiny minute action has a little bit of an impact that can lead to a causal chain, like the guy said. That's what he says, right? So you cannot be a utilitarianist because of that, for some reason, right? Because you don't know what the 5 people on the track are gonna do. Well, then every action will make thousands of further consequences appear, right? That is the logic that we're going by. So there's no totally bad ones, but there's also no totally good ones then, in this case. Which, yeah, it's a bad faith counter argument. Of course, he made the utilitarianist a straw man. Obviously he did. That's what you do, I guess, when you argue against yourself. But like, doesn't even make any sense, huh?
It's the same physics that enables nuclear power. But when you weigh that against all those deaths, but who's to say what the alternative would have been to them not being invented? Perhaps their existence minimized harm.
Like, this argument doesn't even, I feel like this argument doesn't even follow the argumentative structure that they're trying to, like, hash out at the moment. I don't know why.
And how do we know that 100 years from now, they might be absolutely necessary to stop, say, an asteroid from destroying the entire Earth and eliminating all sentient life completely? But it's entirely unreasonable to ask people to assess the 10th order consequences of their actions. I agree, but it doesn't stop those consequences from being real, from still mattering from a utilitarian perspective.
And then, at this point in the video, we're halfway through, I'm like, okay, he's gonna lay out what he thinks we should do instead. No, he does not. He does not. I guess he does not understand materialist thought. I don't either. I'm new to this, but I'm trying to figure it out, okay? Yeah, the incentions are possible due to human development. Why are we watching this again? Because I'm interested in it, and I feel like oftentimes moral, what was it again? The theory of morality plays into politics a lot, actually, because I hear it a lot in debates. People talk about this, like, people go into the direction of this a lot in debates with Vosh specifically, but I bet in other places too. You will talk about morality a lot, because morality is kind of what we base our laws on, I guess, in the best case scenario. And so it leads back to this, and I have no idea about this, and I want to learn more about this. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I must put skill into Mazovian socioeconomics. Yes.
It's like the parable of the Chinese farmer. How the hell are you supposed to know on a small scale whether your individual actions are going to lead to long-term good or bad? Look, I agree it's difficult, or perhaps maybe even outright impossible, to predict the long-term consequences of any action on extremely long time scales. But you absolutely can maximize good on short-term time scales, like days or weeks or months or years. Time as a whole is much, much longer than that.
But if you, technically, I think if you maximized good on the short-term scale every day for the rest of your life, you would ensure a lot of good happening for your whole lifetime. And I mean, that's all that you can have direct effect on, so why not do that? I don't see a point why not to do that. I think he's just trying to explain, like, the theory using two sides, a believer and a non-believer, and it's not really showing his personal views. I think so too, which is why I tried to figure out his personal views, because I want to know that. I like people who present their personal views a lot. I like that. that. You know, obviously, I watch people who are opinion peacemakers, obviously. So I want to know what he thinks is good, and I get like this sort of thing. This sort of thing is what philosophers have done for forever. People just write a conversation between a contrapoint and a pro point, but usually they're supposed to be pretty balanced. And I feel like in this one, the utilitarian is like underperforming, so maybe he doesn't really believe in it very much.
And optimizing for short-term good or pleasure is not at all the same or equivalent to optimizing for long-term good or pleasure. Just ask any drunk or drug addict. On any given day, they're optimizing for pleasure, but they're not doing that over the course of their entire lives. The days just don't add up that way. How do utilitarians know they're not doing exactly the same thing? But we can't live our lives for the moral good of some far-off future thousands of years from now. Why shouldn't you? Because that's absurd.
Because I feel like it's more like, see, the argument is just like, oh, that's absurd. I feel like he does favor a side in this video specifically. Maybe in other videos he does a better job of it. But he just earlier explained that it's literally impossible to see the future that far ahead. But he doesn't use that argument for the other side. The other side will not concede that point, I suppose. They're like, well, it's absurd to do such a thing because I guess we're not going to be around anymore or something like that. But instead, you could just say, well, because we can't. We cannot affect the future that directly, you know?
Look,
yeah.
I'm only taking utilitarianism to its logical conclusion. You wouldn't say someone's life is less valuable if they lived in a different country, if they were separated from you by some vast space, would you? Obviously not. So why is separation by time any different? Physics even tells us that space and time are part of the same fabric. Someone's life today is just as valuable as someone's life 100 years from now. Fine, I agree. The problem is, I don't really think this changes anything, because you can only do your best with the information you have available to you at the time. So let's take utilitarianism seriously, really seriously. If you're a true utilitarian, you should be trying to maximize the good for the time span of when sentient and human life exists, however long that window may be. And as far as we know, trillions of humans could exist in the future, living across galaxies, living...
If we're, like, optimistic, yes.
Lifespans much longer and much better than ours. I mean, if we don't screw things up. Given how good that...
Oh shit, I am the utilitarian in this video.
Could be.
I don't know.
Not justified, or indeed even obliged to do absolutely anything to the comparatively minuscule present to bring that future about, to maximize the good. But didn't you say we can't predict the consequences of our actions in the long term through the lens of a single action on a single day? Of course not. But if you take a broader perspective, the doomsday clock sits at 90 seconds to midnight. If you needed to sacrifice 4 billion lives to preserve the future of trillions, how is that any different to the trolley problem? Compared to the moral weight of that future, the present's nothing. You could justify anything.
That is an argument that people make against
utilitarianism,
utilitarianism, though.
As the one person on the track versus the 5.
I guess this is
so
just
you think
a
either
conclusion.
Utilitarians are short-sighted and misguided, or they're not, which makes them dangerous.
He's like saying that like Thanos, I guess, is a utilitarianist, and in a sense, I understand what he's trying to get to. I just feel like his line of argument is a little bit odd to arrive to that conclusion. You know what I mean? So I like that you had the same reaction time. Yeah, I have the same reaction. We all have the same reaction. Watch too much Marvel. Like he is like reducing utilitarianism, I think, to the scary boogeyman that people like to make out of utilitarianism. I've seen a lot of things I've seen a lot of arguments about utilitarianism being very bad. So Ronnie is into this. This is Ronnie's thing. Ronnie knows about this. Utilitarianism has 3 basic principles. The only things have intrinsic value are pleasure and happiness. Yeah, it's like a hedonistic type ideology, right? Actions are correct only if they ensure happiness, and wrong or bad if they produce unhappiness. Yes. I recently watched a video on utilitarianism because I'm like, okay, I've mainly heard about the scary boogeyman of utilitarianism. You know, utilitarianism bad was the main source of info I had until recently. So I also read into it a little bit more. Everyone's pleasure or happiness counts equally. Yeah, so that would I feel like that sort of thinking does not lead you to the conclusion that justifies the murder of millions. There's also like a difference between act utilitarianism and rule utilitarianism. Like the rule utilitarianism is basically the utilitarianism that, God, I'm gonna say that word a lot today, that is focused on that it basically mitigates these bad parts of act utilitarianism, from what I've heard from the one video that I watched on it recently. So from what I've heard about that, basically it mitigates the fact that technically killing your lazy neighbor for his good organs to give to people who need the organ transplant, in the hypothetical situation that he is a perfect donor match for all of these people in the hypothetical hospital that you hypothetically work at, that technically under act utilitarianism would be what you should be doing with him, because he offers less to the world than these 3 perfectly fine people in the hospital. But rule utilitarianism, I think, supposes that killing people like that who haven't necessarily done any like active harm to the world is still a bad thing, a worse thing, you know, that sort of thing, I guess. But I want to do more reading about that in order to have like a better understanding. Obviously, that's how that works. It's not necessarily hedonistic, because everybody's happiness matters. True, it's not like egocentric. It's not egoism. Egoism is very different, yeah. But like, I think there can be positive hedonism, no? That would be pretty rancid if you could just do that, yeah. That's not a great ideology to follow, but I can understand the reasoning behind it. Yeah, the video kind of reduces utilitarianism to a numbers-only game, basically, but it's more complex than that. That is also what I think. We're talking about moral theory and philosophy, which I find very interesting, because I think that I, as a person, don't really have like strong intrinsic morals. I have to think shit through, you know? Like, if I don't think it through on a logical level, I have kind of, like, I struggle a little bit with, like, just knowing instinctually what is, like, right and wrong. If somebody explains it to me and I can logically see, like, this is right, this is wrong because of this, that, the other, then, like, I can understand it. But from like, oh, I feel like this is the right thing to do, or I feel like this is the wrong thing to do, I don't really, personally, I don't really have that very much, or maybe I don't have access to it. I can't uncover that within my heart. I don't know. So I find this sort of theory very, very interesting, and I would like to learn lots more about it. The type of... I didn't study philosophy long enough to get really into this sort of direction. I had like political philosophy, which was actually pretty interesting. But also, I didn't pay super a lot of attention. And we never had philosophy in school. Big bummer. Remember, chat, saving one person tied to a train track is a hell of a lot easier than trying to untie 5 people with a train coming. Pull the lever. Pull that lever, baby. That too is true. Every situation is different. You gotta think. So much thinking. Oh, but I've never seen it, but this pitch meeting video for Sausage Party made it sound hedonism? Come on, Chris. You gotta choose the third option. Let the train hit an orphanage instead, or you can like drift. Front part of the train takes the upper tracks. Lower part of the train takes the lower tracks, and it drifts over everybody, because that's the most style points. Hey, your philosophy teacher liked me a lot, so I remember a lot of stuff. Oh, that's great. Did you have it in university or in school? Oh my god, look, they're bonding. Oh my god, cute. Big brain moves. Pull the lever in a way that gets rid of all 6 See, Warren, you and I, we understand. For style points, maximize style points. I subscribe to a moral theory of style pointism. So whatever is the coolest, I will do on high school. We didn't have philosophy in high school. Or ethics. Maybe that's why I don't know. We didn't have, like, ethics is a class you can have in high school, and philosophy is a class you can have in high school, which we did not. Utilitarian drift? Deja vu, I just been to this place before. High up on the street. I gotta go move around a stationary bicycle. Oh, good luck. That's gotta be heavy. Good luck. On your birthday? How dare you do physical labor on your birthday? Take care. Moontops will represent me. Very good. Since I was in the humanities route, we have philosophy. Oh my god, you had routes. Man, you could choose things in school. I'm jealous. I am so jealous. I will forever be bitter about this. And that's just something that I will live with. Not too bitter though. I'm just a tiny bit bitter. Like, wow, you could choose what to learn in school. That sounds cool. That sounds like a cool thing. Wow. Cool for you. You had a humanities route that you could... okay. Go off, I guess. No, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. I have time now. I have time to learn stuff now that I can learn about later. You also never had any philosophy classes. No, not everybody has those in school. Like us. Or anything remotely similar. Thank you. Yeah, same. Like me. Okay, handshake emoji. I mean, I had it in university for a little bit, but I don't think I chose the lectures that were the most interesting. I think that's on me. I mean, the university was also so whatever. The same thing could certainly be done in the future with fewer victims on volunteers or something. Might even leave the moral, of course. Some experiments of the 731 squad of the Nazi scientists could be justified in the fact that they help science. Yeah, like some utilitarianists, you could take utilitarianism to justify that sort of thing if you don't if you don't examine it any further and just take it at a surface level, I suppose. But I don't think most people who say that they're utilitarianists think that way. You know what I mean? It's like in me. Yes, Warren, yes. I think the science route also had to have it for 1 year at least, but I'm not sure. I feel like, isn't that like I don't know about Portugal, obviously, Ronnie, but I know about France a little bit because of my French friend, and they also have to choose very early on which sort of like route they want to go in school, and I don't think that's necessarily much better. So like school systems suck everywhere. They never get it right. They're always going to be unfit for some people. Like, yeah, could always be better. We all, sometimes we have a good time with like the school that's available to us, the sort of classes that are available to us, and sometimes we don't really. And it's kind of hard to figure out a system that works for everybody. I mean, our system is definitely bad. So much I know. And from the French people I've heard, they also have bad systems. Or the people who made birth control, that was pretty intense as well. Never forget the lives ruined in the name of science. I bet those people thought they were doing the right thing, and to a certain degree, I can see an argument being made for that. I can understand that. I think for DeSantis, philosophy is Marxist or woke. Thinking scares conservatives. Yeah, they want to get, conservatives like the natural sciences a lot more. Is that what you call them in English, the natural sciences? Like, chemistry, biology, that sort of, those classes are what they really get a hard on for, and less so like the humanities. Yeah, I could choose the route, but the classes were always dependent on the number of students, which my school was very small. Mine too! So, as you can imagine, we all had to study the same stuff. Okay, so it's basically luck of the draw, in a sense, if you get good stuff, because there weren't enough students to make multiple classes. Same. Like, we had the classes that we had the teachers that we could find, there wasn't a teacher to teach art, we didn't have art. That's how that is, that's how it goes, because education is globally underfunded, even though it's literally one of the most important things we need as society. Yeah, but not actually biology. I think instead of religion class, just ethic. I think that's probably better. We didn't have either. So I don't know me when I cannot have a personal opinion on anything because I haven't done anything. No, but yeah, religion class, I don't know. Religion class depends on the teacher that you have. I mean, I guess that's every single class, but you can have a very good religion studies teacher who actually explains like in a nuanced sort of way and kind of gets ethics in there as well. I've heard some people are really good at that. Some people had really good religion studies, whatever, teachers who managed to actually teach some good shit. But, again, education is Marxism or wokeism. It's both. It's one or both of the two always. Ancient fantasy lore class. We did learn about ancient fantasy lore. I don't know in which class that was. We did learn, I remember, 2nd grade. I mean, what the fuck did you even do in 2nd grade? 2nd grade. 3rd grade-ish. We learned about Odin and the Norse myths. But that's just fun. That was like story time. That was the story time segment of at the end of like the main class, I remember. So it's not like that was its own class. It doesn't really matter. I know that you mean religion. I do know that. But I'm like, well, we actually... More education or bigger guns? Well, this is pretty obvious. I mean, pew pew pew. Style pointism points to bigger guns, obviously. We didn't have a religion class per se, but my school had this class about learning about different festivals celebrated in my country for off-birth. I mean, that's cool. That sounds cool. I like that. Yeah, it's different. It's different locally, obviously, as well. And sometimes you just have like this... I don't remember how it was like in 2nd and 3rd grade. I mean, how old was I? 8 and 9? Of course I don't remember, but we just had like the main class where we learned the main things, and they were a variety of things. Reading, writing, Thor. Welcome to school. Reading, writing, Thor. Anyway, I would like to see what happened, because do you remember, we need to move on from utilitarianism, but it will come back. I want to talk about this more. I find this very interesting. I want to learn about this more. I want to learn about different moral theories in philosophy. I find that fun. Like, what other options do I have? I vibe with utilitarianism a bit. I can understand that. Can I understand the other ones too? Kantianism exists, right? But that doesn't sound very cool. Don't know. A Bible study was required class up till like 9th grade. That's Florida for y'all, Jesus. Your religion is an optional extra class. My parents put me in it, and after the first semester, they already wanted me out of it because I was smarter than the teacher. Let's go. Correct that teacher. Tell that teacher what they're doing wrong. I find that is always morally correct when you stand up to your teacher, because it's funny. Anyway. Moving on for now, because we're nearing the end. We're nearing the end times. That sounds a bit apocalyptic. Remember when I showed you this guy? He was going into the torture house, McCamey Manor. The second part of the video came out, but we're not going to be watching that because that one has been taken down from YouTube. That doesn't exist anymore. That was deleted, apparently. I did watch it, though, so I remember he wanted to get his friend to do the house as well, to get some more insight. Also, he joined a part of one of those, in quotation marks, hater groups on Facebook. I don't know how much he's going to talk about in the video that he posted 10 hours ago. Yeah, there was a sequel, but it's gone now. Also, good morning, Bunny. Hello. We had this really silly Religions of the World class, but it was just like, here are 9 forms of Christianity in detail. Oh my god. And also, I guess other places technically exist. LOL. Love that. No, I remember learning about Buddhism at some point. But that was a specific teacher who wanted us to learn about Buddhism. Not because he was Buddhist. He just wanted us to actually learn different religions. Like, we went to Buddhism, Mormonism, I know. Like, weird stuff. Yeah, McCamey Manor is still around. I'm surprised. Yeah, we talked about this. They are still around, but not in like a major way. Like, Russ had to move and everything, and now the manor doesn't really exist. That's also something he talked about. This guy. Wait, I'll show you the video, and then we can... I mean, it was a stream.
We are live.
Yeah, this is a recording of a live stream, but it's only 14 minutes long. He streamed this 14 hours ago, so this is new. This is very new. He made a video. He made 2 videos, and they were part of a longer series, actually, where he infiltrated the manor, or tried to anyway, but he was basically just exposing that it didn't really exist. You cannot win the manor, and that sort of stuff, and that what Russ is doing is basically just a whole, like, big psyop, and I was really interested to see where it was going. However, the second part has been taken down, so I would like to know why that happened. Let's see if he tells us that.
And like the video says, I'm going to be explaining everything that happened. So basically, my last video got taken down for the stupidest reason. And
was it Russ who took it down, or was it something else? I like that he gets straight to the point.
I'm going to explain everything.
Thank you.
And it is a lot worse than I thought it was going to be. So this is basically what happened. So
his hat. I don't know if I like his hat.
I uploaded my first McCamey Manor video, and look at this. Let me switch it around.
What am I looking at?
It's about to go super viral, right? Until it hits here. It's going super viral. A lot of people are seeing it, and then all of a sudden I get flagged. It literally sent me an email saying, like, we're not going to show this to anyone. So then literally the only way to find my video now is to search it on YouTube. You have to search Reckless Ben, and then now no one's seeing it. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because of, like, I don't know. It wasn't even... It said because of might not be suitable for all audiences or something like that on the video, right? But it wasn't too extreme. Like, you didn't see anything super weird happening in that video, so I don't really know.
Yeah. So that was the first thing. Then a day later, my second video gets taken down. I'm like, what the heck's happening? And the reasons it's giving me is terrible. It was the 14 minute and 38 second mark is where my video got taken down because it said I was promoting dangerous activities.
Okay, dangerous activities. It couldn't be copyright, could it?
In that section of the video, it's where it's like a narration. It basically shows an empty cage, and it says, "Where are all the rats, McKamey Manor? You promised there would be rats here, but I'm..."
True. Like if you aren't up to date with these videos, this might sound a little bit weird, but
I don't see any rats. That was the part that got my video taken down for dangerous activities. It's not dangerous to have an empty cage.
Not particularly, no. I would agree with that.
It's YouTube made a mistake. I don't know, but I started thinking about it more. I'm like, did YouTube make a mistake? I don't know if YouTube made a mistake.
They do that.
Actually, about 2 weeks ago, Justin the Wolf, that's the guy who was like the main character in my video. He's the guy who ran the hate page. He basically is...
Oh, yeah, the haters in quotation marks. Okay. Wait, what? It was empty YouTube. Yeah, I don't know.
The one that was warning me about all this, and he's like, dude, I tried saying the truth about McKamey Manor, and my whole YouTube channel got taken down. He's like, they 3-striked me and took my YouTube channel.
This is kind of scary. Should I be covering this?
Down. He's like, the same thing's gonna happen to you if you try and make a real video about McKamey Manor. He's like, thousands of people are making all these videos about McKamey Manor, like they're doing MK Ultra, they're climbing through all these sewers, they're torturing people and stuff, and all those videos get to stay up because that's actually fulfilling McKamey.
Yeah, that's what Russ wants people to think about. The MK Ultra is also not real.
McKamey Manor's agenda, and they like that. But if you talk about what's really happening, like I did in my video, they spam report you and take it down. And there's videos of Russ telling his audience, like, go report him, go take his videos down. And I guess his audience, and when YouTube gets enough people reporting your video all in a short amount of time, they have these AI robots like, oh, something's up. He must.
The AI robots. Yeah, it's an automated system. People don't check this manually. They don't. I remember he was pretty legit just a few years ago. Maybe he's still at it. He is apparently. It's still up. I mean, the whole thing is a scam. Like, obviously, kind of obviously, I guess, but to many people, they still believe in the mythos of this horrible torture house that actually exists. So I guess he's keeping it up, and I mean, he's still live streaming it on Facebook. He's not uploading to YouTube anymore, Russ, that is, but he's live streaming it on Facebook, so I guess he still has profits to make, and that's why he's trying to protect his brand. Spam reporting is absolute doo-doo, it's true.
Must be offending a large group of people. We gotta take...
YouTube should have some sort of protection against that. If many reports are coming in a short amount of time, I think a human should look at the video. I think that should be the least they can do. They're rich enough. Employ some humans, Jesus.
This down, and they take it down. And the part that offended them the most, which is the funniest part, is the part that proved that McKamey Manor was fake. The empty cage with all the rats. That's what got my video taken down, because that was the proof that McKamey Manor doesn't exist. So... yeah, basically, I'm also super demonetized, so I'm not making any money. I'm actually losing tons of money, and I was kind of scared because I'm like, I'm not going to be able to make this series. Like, this isn't going to happen. And so everyone's telling me, like, oh, start posting on Patreon. And so now I'm posting on Patreon. It's the only way I can afford to do the rest of the series. So if you guys...
but I don't want to subscribe to your fucking Patreon, but I want to know what's happening. Man, I want to know what's I want to see the rest of the series, but I don't have money to subscribe to your fucking... How expensive is your Patreon?
The video's up on Patreon. Also, big announcement, the 3rd episode that was supposed to come out a couple days ago, that I just uploaded. It's now on my Patreon.
Fuck.
Also. Let me...
How expensive is your Patreon? No, I'm not going to show you. I don't know what it shows on Patreon. It shows nothing. Okay, obviously. Okay. I mean, $5 a month I can do. I can do $5. I think I'm going to become his Patreon, dude. I mean, this would be really smart if it was his, like... If this was his idea, I don't think it would be. I think it's more profitable for YouTubers to actually have their content up on YouTube, to be honest. But, I mean, $5 a month is doable. Access to videos is what it says, right? So that should be what I would then have to do, I guess. Yeah, YouTube doesn't take a lot of complaints in a short time. That group makes it so that the number and time of complaints almost perfectly fit into the possibility of blocking, and channels and videos that was blocked this way. Yeah, YouTube systems is not ideal. I feel like they have some humans. You can request a review on your content by humans and they will do it. I mean, at least they say they're humans. I think they aren't allowed to lie about that, are they? Well, I don't think they're allowed to lie about that.
Let me see. Oh, not yet. Oh, I just hit it right now. Look at this. Publish. It's oh, yep. Your post is live. So now episode 3 is live on Patreon. That's the thumbnail for it.
I mean, I am curious about the content.
Better one, but that is the official 3rd episode. It is live on Patreon. I can't upload it to YouTube because they will strike it and take it down.
And if your channel gets a strike, that's bad.
Or eventually I'll post it onto YouTube. But I got to get like a lawyer first, of someone that can like message YouTube and be like, hey guys, you made a mistake. An empty rat cage is not a dangerous activity. And but
yeah, only if you're popular and loud enough for them to like review it. Actually, like on Twitter, sometimes you get Team YouTube to actually respond, but even pretty popular people sometimes don't get a review on like strikes and stuff like that. YouTube will say, oh yeah, we looked at this, but they don't actually look at it. Well, Google is beginning to index pages with no index meta tags, so I'd not trust them to not lie about robots. Yeah, but that's illegal. They're doing illegal shit. It's nice of you to help this guy, video not go to waste. Oh, you're just curious about the story. Yeah, I'm technically just curious about the story.
But yeah, until that happens.
But if that supports him, that's not bad either.
So if any of you guys out there
maybe I will
know of any lawyers or anyone that could write a legal document to YouTube and tell them to put my video
I don't know lawyers, dude.
That can continue the series on YouTube again.
I like how he's like, if anybody knows lawyers. Oh, you mean bot in Telegram, personal bot programs that say you when you video and make a complaint. People use that in war, first from Ukraine and then like from ours. Oh, so like they have like bots via Telegram that can bot report, I guess. I think, if I understand. I know Phoenix Wright. Can Phoenix Wright help you?
It's going to be just a Patreon thing. Eventually, it'll be on YouTube.
Yeah, but for how long?
Maybe it'll be a little while until... Because otherwise, they're just going to take my YouTube channel down.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that.
They took my...
Everybody's like, contact H3. Talk to H3. That would be fun for content, but... Yeah.
Last video down for me exposing them, and it's only going to continue to get more obvious that McCain Manor is just like, it's only going to get worse, and like, every episode gets worse and worse for McCain Manor.
I bet. I mean, the last one was already pretty bad. He asked Russ about the rats, and Russ immediately backpedaled. It was really funny. It was very entertaining because the guy from the the hate page, hater in quotation marks page that he contacted was like, ask Russ to show you any living animal, and then he'll delete the page. So he goes to Russ. I can tell you this, right? Last episode. He goes to Russ. He's like, so this guy will delete the hate page. That would be good, right? And Russ is like, yeah, it would be very good to get these haters off the internet, finally. So you just gotta show me one living animal, and then he'll do that. And Russ immediately is like, you know what? Actually, the hate page is pretty good for us. It stirs on like word of mouth advertisement. Yeah, actually, the hate page is good. Actually, I changed. The hate page is good. So like, I'm not gonna show you this right now. Actually, let's not have him take it down. Actually, even though he just said the opposite like 5 minutes ago. It's a cool way to get a lawyer. It's just like, hey, anybody know a lawyer on live stream? I asked a small VTuber if they owned Twitter or X now, what they would change the name to, and they said they wouldn't. Why would they change the name of a recognizable brand? Well, if I owned Twitter, I wouldn't change it either. No,
so
obviously
if this
not.
episode got taken down, of course the next one's going to get taken down, and then of course the next one's going to get taken down, and boom, my whole YouTube channel's taken down. It's like, well, what's the point of that? So until I can get like a lawyer or... I don't know. Someone said everyone's saying go on H3. Dude, yeah, spam H3 and tell them to...
Dude,
I think
yeah.
Hassan was actually talking about me a while ago.
Oh,
so
was he? Shit, Hassan was talking about him too? God, I don't know that. I didn't know
spamming Hassan and H3 and tell them to get me on, because a lot of people are actually
that
saying
would be so fun. I would love that. Because Ethan is pretty funny.
Get me back up on YouTube. So that'd be sick, because the series is going to get nuts, dude. But
I would like that.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to get on here and say that. Someone donated $5. Let me shout them out really quick.
Cute. I think that's enough. I don't think we need to watch the rest of this. I don't know. That's all the update, I guess, that we needed to hear about. A lot of Russian channels have been blocked without complaints and without appeal. That does suck. And the YouTube administration simply does not respond. That is very common. That does happen, like, all over the place, I guess. That is not just, yeah. I mean, that's a common experience, isn't it? Which sucks ass, which shouldn't be like that. Even, like, Xander Hall has strikes on his videos. I mean, he's not, like, a million sub-channel or anything like that, but still. Million audience channels that have existed for many years, of course. Those that said many things against the United States. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Maybe that is connected with... Maybe that plays a role. That can be. But also, oftentimes, YouTube just ignores everything that people say. You'd think popular YouTubers would get, like, a word in with YouTube, but so far, it rarely happens. I think even H3 also had contacted YouTube before on several occasions and didn't really get through to any actual humans. It happens all the times, which sucks. Obviously. Am I gonna curse you now? Am I gonna curse you now? Oh my god, we're getting to the last part of our docket, and it is a curse. If we're done complaining about YouTube. And I think, you know, it will be like that. I don't really see any positive changes happening to YouTube anytime soon. They're just gonna continue ignoring all the complaints that people level against them. Am I gonna curse you now? Are you ready to be cursed? Yeah, I think I'm gonna curse you now. I have a TikTok that I would like to curse you with. I have been cursed with this TikTok yesterday. I think this TikTok is pretty genius. I sure hope this isn't copyrighted. I don't think it should be. It's a very old melody.
Crazy, I was crazy once. They locked
it's so good.
in a room.
I need to do this with my friends.
Rats make me crazy.
Isn't this great? I love this. I love a good canon. It loops too. I was crazy once. They locked me in a rubber room. Oh no, it doesn't loop as nicely on the website. This is so sad.
Crazy, I was crazy once. They locked me in a rubber room. They locked me in a rubber room. A rubber room of rats, and the rats make me crazy.
I was crazy once. I can watch this forever on my phone because it loops. On the website it doesn't loop, so you're not actually as cursed. I was crazy once. They locked me in a rubber room. Yeah, it doesn't loop here, which saves you death, by the way. I want to tell you that. Like, if it looped, we would be here forever. It doesn't loop. We're safe. But I absolutely love this video. It's actually so good. It's so goated. Like, I'm just gonna listen to this TikTok again. I woke up today, and immediately, like 10 minutes after waking up, I'm just like, crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a rubber room with rats, and rats make me crazy. Because if you start, how the fuck are you gonna stop again? It just loops forever. This damn crazy monologue you keep bringing up is gonna make me crazy. Haha! Dies. No, but it's real though. If you open this in TikTok, you will be cursed to sit there forever and repeat it forever if you're anything like me and you get transfixed by these melodies, I guess. This is, by the way, I know this song from... They took this melody from a different canon. It's Heo, I think. It belongs in a medieval film or something. It's like, Heo, spann den Wagen an, sieh, der Wind treibt Regen übers Land, hol die Gaben, Heo. Spann den Wagen an. We did this in school a lot, so this is already intrinsically, like, this is in my DNA. I think that's why I'm so susceptible to this. This is in my DNA. As a German child, I sang canons, multiple ones of them, but specifically Heo. When it was autumn, we sing this song ad nauseum for hours and hours. That's the German school system. No joke, no exaggeration here. Not one singular bit of hyperbole. We sing the song. School starts, this song. School ends, still this song. Obviously. It's a good song. I mean, it's a vibe. It's a bob. I don't know what the Gaben sind. I still don't know what the golden Gaben sind. I just say it. Do I know what it is? No. Heo, spann den Wagen an. Sieh, der Wind treibt Regen übers Land. Hodigarden, Gaben, Hodigarden, Gaben. Garben? I don't know what that word is. I've been saying it for like 23 years. No, I didn't say it when I came out the womb, but still. Long time. Sounds really fun. It's fun. It's a good it like brings back a thing from childhood. It's a bob, yeah. It's a bob if you sing it too. It's so good. We should sing it together. We should get together. I mean, my friends and I are gonna get together soon, and I've already told all of them to please sing this for me. No idea what's going on, but it's Friday Fun Day after all. Yes, Victor. Heyo, spann den Wagen an. As a former German child, I never did that. Caliban? The fuck? You guys didn't sing Heyo, spann den Wagen an in school? Are you okay? What type of school did you go to? That's not normal. Heo, spann den Wagen an. I mean, that's it. Sieh, der Wind treibt Regen übers Land. Hodigarden, Gaben. I'm American. So did you have any? Oh, yeah, well, I'm in public high school. I mean, my school was a private school. So I don't know. My school was a weird school, so I don't know. Maybe I'm the weird one. No, I don't accept it. I think everybody did that. There's many songs like this that you can do, that you can sing like that with your friends. And I encourage everybody to learn at least one of them. Our version is the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, we didn't do it that dogmatically, to be fair. We didn't actually do it every day. I may have been exaggerating a little bit. It's just a song sometimes. What kind of school did you go to? That is deep lore for another day, perhaps. Your school was weird. Did you sing something fun? It's probably you. Oi. I think where did all my Germans go? Man, it's the end of stream, so not everybody is here anymore. I need everybody to tell me if they know Heo spann den Wagen an, because I feel like I thought everyone knew that. We pledged allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. At least we don't do that. That's scary. Whenever I see that like actually happening, whenever I see footage of people pledging allegiance to the flag in classrooms, I find that very off-putting. If I told you more about my school, you're like, that's a whole rabbit hole. That's for another day. Maybe, potentially. I think you heard it once or twice. Maybe there. I think actually. Wait a second. I'm gonna open up the curse again because it doesn't loop, so it's not a real curse. How did I? I didn't mean to. Okay. Anyway, it says it is based on melody adapted from "Hey Ho, Nobody Home." Hey ho, nobody home. It's kind of weird. No, Heo spann den Wagen an is probably older. I would assume. They probably took it and adapted it. You don't remember anything special from your school at all. It was a bit depressing, and there were still moods of like the 90s in our small town. Fair enough. Upnik and all that shit. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. That does make sense. I had a good school time. Maybe we should do like a school story time one day. One day, perhaps. If I decide that I want to tell you about that. I had a good time though. Like socially, I mean, I feel like educationally it could have been a bit better. For me, specifically. But socially, I had a great time. So slay, I guess. 2 large groups in which most of the children were conditionally included pay money every month for protection. Oh, Jesus! Oh, that sounds pretty bad. I mean, we had to pay money too, but that was because it was a private school. They just had like they make you pay money. It wasn't like state funded, but they had like, it was flexible, you know. It wasn't like an expensive private school or anything. It was if people had the lower income, they paid less, and if people had a higher income, they paid more. That was basically how it went in order to support the school, because the school was not state funded, I guess. They do get some funding from the state though. Like private schools, independent private schools get funding as well. They do have to comply with certain like legislature as well. Anyway, I'm not an expert in the field. At my school, we also had a different Bible verse every month. Oh, after the Pledge of Allegiance. Oh, geez. It was the same cycle every year, and I went there for like 7 years, and I don't remember them. Of course not. We also had like things that we said. If I say too much, I'm gonna show all of my cards, so I'm gonna keep them close to my chest for now. But they weren't Bible related, at least. So, booyah, I guess. Hopefully I avoided this. I just heard a lot. That's good luck. Yeah, I'm glad you got to avoid a lot of that AOR. Like, yeah, you wouldn't want to get mixed up in that sort of stuff. I'm also very lucky like that, though. I feel like people sometimes talk about this town, like, oh, bad things go on in this town. Be careful if you're at night in this part of the town. Meanwhile, I walk around anywhere I want, and nothing bad ever happens to me. So, big slay. Big slay. I'm just not bothered. If you're simply not bothered by crime, crime cannot reach you. Thank you very much. That was my PSA for today. If you get stabbed, have you ever tried simply not being aware of crime? Privatschule in Deutschland is weird, IMO. Well, it is weird. It is weird. But my time was good, so I can't really complain. You maybe if I tell you, you would know what I'm like talking. Yeah, I don't know if everybody knows what I'm talking about. Some people don't. But maybe you would know. I love how I'm talking about it like it's a cryptid thing. Maybe I'll make a separate stream one day talking about it. Perhaps. Yeah, I heard a lot of stuff like that happens in a lot of Christian schools with like the Bible verses and stuff. I mean, of course, yeah, they're Christian, they're gonna do the Bible stuff. Jeden Tag muss die Internationale gesungen werden. We sang a lot, but mostly Heo spann den Wagen an. No, there was other songs too. They were seasonal, okay? Heo spann den Wagen an, this canon, was a autumn song, and there was summer songs, there was winter songs, obviously. The winter songs were pretty Christian, to be honest, but it wasn't a Christian school. And, what the fuck did we sing in spring? I'm sure there was something for spring too. Deep lore video soon? Maybe. Maybe I could give you that for, like, birthday week. That could be something. Ignore crime, no crime. Exactly. I close my eyes. I don't see the crime. I'm fine. I cannot be affected by crime if I can't see it, obviously. One time, Aiden, one time on the bus, you told someone what street you lived on, and they were like, "Are you okay? Did you just walk around?" And you were like, "Oh, yeah. I used to a lot more. Apparently my neighborhood is yikes. I don't know." That's so weird. That's such culture shock when that happens, yeah. And Pippa did a Hololive fangirl stream recently. She apparently tried applying before joining FaZe. Oh my god, she would have had a bad time, no? But she admitted that she didn't get the best impression. Yeah, I bet. She took Pekora's advice seriously and talked obsessively about Watame. Yeah, I mean, I don't think she would do well in Hololive either. I don't think that would be a good idea. I think she would be fired. I think she would be fired very shortly from Hololive, no? Just vibes based. Unless she could, like, rein it in if she were in, like, a company like that. But, well, I don't know. That's a hypothetical. I am preparing to leave now, and I'm gonna leave you alone for the whole weekend. Juno is not streaming today. Maxi is streaming today later. What are we doing? I think it's nonsense time, so maybe I'll be on stream. I've been on Maxi's stream before. Maybe I'll be there again. I don't know. It's possible. Yeah, she didn't think she would fit in. I don't think so either. Release party day. Yes, I'll link you there if you have time later. And no, Sunday stream for me. Yes, I will be on this. I will be on Sunday. We're gonna do more Disco Elysium because we have not, in fact, finished it yet. We're gonna see what happens on day 5. I don't know what's gonna happen on day 5, but no Saturday stream as per usual. Thank you for tuning in. It was very fun. We discussed a lot of interesting topics today. I think it really got like not heated. Heated sounds bad. Heated has like a negative connotation, but it got really interesting towards the end of the stream. I like that. I like those discussions. And maybe I'll schedule in a school talk stream. I could combine that with my mom talks stream, but maybe that'll be too much. That'll be too long. That'll be too much information. I'll see about it. We'll figure it out. Either way. Yeah, everything's a lot more Western, though. That's true. This true. Everything's becoming westernized. Everything's becoming Americanized, honestly. Madams, goodbye. I love just reading your chat name. I'm just saying goodbye to you specifically. Yeah, you got the Pride Flower. I don't have access to the Pride Flower. Anyway, see you around. Gamers. I will be back on Sunday. Western hegemony and its consequences. So true. Auf Wiedersehen. See you then. Bye. Disco, Partisani. Yeah. Disco, Partisani. There's my favorite boy. Moonjumps has my favorite boy. How do you have access to my favorite boy? My favorite boy. Well, my favorite person. Oh no, it doesn't work. I don't have person. I don't have access. I can't. It doesn't work if I copy paste it. Look at that. That's so sad. Anyway, I'm gonna leave now. Like for real. It's the intersect 3. I love that. Anyway, pay attention. Yes, I'm gonna pay attention to you now. Maybe go shopping for groceries, that sort of stuff. Bye-bye.